leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports talking way too much, world come back. Sports talking way too much, world come back. Sports.
Yo, big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game, A-Side official. No negotiations needed, period. You know, we back with another one. Let me first give a shout out to AB. Arnold Brown is in the building with a 20-piece. I think that's the first time I ever had a super chat. That's the first comment in the hottest chat. And it color to it. You know what I'm saying? The kickoff June 10th. But salute to you, brother, for donating to the channel. One love, man. You know, thanks for the communication, interaction, and supporting the channel. Brown said, WCS salute to you and the hottest chat in the MF game. A-Side official. B. Norman sent Sasaki to the upper room. Dang. And that we can agree on. Concur. He sent Sasaki to the upper room. Not just any upper room. I don't look, they already had a bed waiting for Sasaki up in the upper room, yo. They knew it was coming. But they knew it was coming. They just didn't know what round. They knew it was gonna be early. You know, I heard people going for the Japanese fighter once again. But let me first say congratulations. You know what I'm saying? To Brian Norman Jr. But thank you and salute to AB for the super chat, man. With the 20-piece on deck. Much appreciated. Thanks for your support, man. Brian Norman, salute to him picking up his 28th victory. Still undefeated. But not only that, it mixes everything up. Shout out to Bruce Gaz, Boxing Jazz, and more the OG on deck. What's up with it, Bruce? Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, in the building. What's up with you, Gumbo? How you feeling, bro? Let me take care of something right quick. Let's get to the reality. And boy, it's a reality. I know this. Hold up. You know, heading up to this fight, right? It was just a lot of Norman hate because they was linking him with Boots. Same thing they did to Crawford when it came to Spence. Same thing. They was linking him up. Hold up for a second. Hi, Gumbo. I got you. I just seen your text, dog. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna talk on that, Gumbo. Appreciate it, man. So we had Brian Norman prove the 28 victories. He went in there against a top-ranked contender. He was on the rankings. Jen Sasaki. People was bigging this Japanese guy up. You know what I'm saying? They was bigging him up. So if they're bigging him up, we shouldn't big up our American fighter. Just like Gumbo just said, you know, people out here just talking very loosely and supporting the U.S. fighter heading up to this fight because that's what they do for the Japanese fighters. They all wrapped up in this goddamn adult anime attachment. Like they're infatuated with the way Japanese fighters look. They look like superheroes. Oh, man, I like it. Man, put Jackie Chan in a movie and I just love it all day. Give me all the anime characters, and I'll go down the list of Japanese fighters and put them all in a bro. Jin Sasaki has improved anything to none of these. I mean, some of these U.S. fans, a lot of them, they didn't even know who Jin Sasaki was until he linked up with Brian Norman, until he showed up at the Ring magazine. They didn't know who this cat was. But then when they found out he was going to be fighting him next, because Boots didn't want the fight, he was talking about fighting Gearsoft. He was talking about Norman's not really that good. So now you have an international play. Norman is now stamped. His passport in boxing is now stamped internationally. And with that international performance, it comes with a 5th round stoppage. A cold one, too. A cold one that sent that dude to the upper room. A cold one. I like the action from the start. Jin Sasaki, I must say, you know, he gets a credited effort. You know what I'm saying? I give him a B for coming out the gate, trying and attempting desperately to establish his dominance. I give him that respect. He wasn't sweeping the outside and making the fight boring. He came and took it to Brian Norman. Well, at least he tried to. You know, he tried to keep it to Brian Norman. You know, and the fight got interesting right out the gate. Now, the crazy part about this whole thing is that the American fans somehow felt that Jin Sasaki would have a chance of going in there and upsetting, because just like Crawford, it's a lot of people believe that Errol Spence was going to go in there and dominate Crawford. It was going to be an easy go. With this, it's just a little bit different, except there's a triangle theory. Jerron Ennis, attached to the bleed over or the residual residue coming off Errol Spence era, they was hating on Brian Norman because, of course, they was in negotiations once upon a time. So when he went in there against Jin Sasaki, they started hating on Norman again, talking about Jin Sasaki, you know, he got power. He this, he that. And even the dude had already been in trouble before. Have you ever seen a bunch of U.S. fans hate on the U.S. boxer like this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me get to this super chat. Shout out to my guy Gumbo, man. Hold on for a second. Shout out to my guy Gumbo, AK Hot Grease, man, with the 20-piece on deck. One love to you, man. Always supporting the channel. On and off the screen. He said, Brian Hot Atlanta Hurricane Norman Jr. is the man at 147. Hate it or love it. It's ATL, shawty, for real. It's buzzing down here in the A. Juneteenth. You know, he's still over in Japan. I know that for a fact. Because that flight, I don't care if you take a PJ, you're not going to get back that quick. For those of you that missed it, the fight came on around 7 in the a.m. You know what I'm saying? If you missed it. But yeah, Gumbo's right, man. You know, it's one of those fights where Atlanta has been needing an injection, a boost. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit electric current into our boxing down here. And I think this being on TV, regardless if it was in the morning or not, I think enough people tuned in to watch it. And he went in there and defended his title. It's not just going over there and defending it, it's the way he did it. Norman is coming off like a cool, calm, you know what I'm saying, cool hand Luke. Like you really don't see no expression from him. He just goes in here and get it in. And to pick up a 10-7 round, his first knockdown was like on the top of the head. I'm like, dang, did Jin Sasaki take a flight over there and just get over there on fight week? Is Jin Sasaki from the A? I ain't seen him around down here. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to put some things together. Okay, Jin Sasaki, did he, is he really, is Brian Norman really from Japan? No, that can't be true because I seen them down here. What's going on, man? It's something crazy, man. Is it Sasaki live in Florida or something? I mean, he got jet lag. He couldn't stand up. I think Norman ended up scoring a 10-7 round. Knocked that man down several times. And I was like, no, hold up. Don't let this fight end like this. Because you know what? Yeah, Norman, you want them to invite you back, bro. You want them to invite you back to Japan. Don't end it for him. Don't end it for him in the first round, bro. I don't know if somebody whispered from his corner and say, yo, what you doing? Ease up on little Shouty. Don't take that man out in the first, Shouty. We want the invite. We want to return to get this bag again, man. Do not take this man out in the first round, man. They spent too much money on this fight. That's what I think Norman, still put the pause on him, but he really didn't try to take his head off, But Jen Sasaki, it's almost like he was trying to pretend like he was playing the fool, like he was pretending a little bit that he was trying to feel Brian Norman's punches and be passive aggressive, and then all of a sudden he woke up and he started using a little bit of defense. He wanted to get on the inside. We've seen this before. Them Japanese fighters, they look good in sparring. You look at Tenshin Nashikawa, looks good in sparring. The Japanese have what they consider over here in the States to be a Mexican style. Japanese fighters, they all about come forward, showing the warrior spirit. I got much respect for the Japanese culture. I do. I was over there for quite some time. I respect their culture when it comes to martial arts. I respect their discipline. I respect all of it. But their boxing game, the way they go about approaching style for style, they have very limited head movement. They're lineal victims. They just want to go straight forward and get knocked straight back. And there was some exchanges in there where he did land on Norman. And I know some people that was jumping up and down because they was putting parlay money. Oh, I know Sasaki can do it. I know it. I know Sasaki is better than Boca Chica. I know it. Come on. The odds was probably, plus 1,500 for Sasaki. You know what I'm saying? Plus 2,800. Hey, it was probably plus 3,900 if Sasaki knocked Norman out. Something crazy like that. It was people up here putting betting odds on Norman losing. And then he came out the gate. I guess Senior told him, hey, man, it's time to take it to the house, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we can still make our reservations, man. Go ahead and get this man up out of here. It seems like Norman reached in his back pocket, pulled out his hand wrap, put this glove on, this anime glove that was glowing. I swear to you, he swung that left hand around. And I swear I saw a little bit of glow to it, like it was glowing. I was like, what the hell? And then it connected with Jin Sasaki. And all I saw is Saki to the canvas. He was stiff, stretched. Then after that, the medical personnel moved in on him, started checking him out. Dude was not moving. He was praying on his back. And, shout out to Norman for being respectful and not giving him the Santillion freaking photo op. Shout out to Norman for being respectful and the way they do over there and bound to your adversary, even in victory, showing respect. Salute to him for being professional and basically something they do within their culture. You understand me? But shout out to Gumbo for that 20 piece. I appreciate you, man. Boost versus Norton is all I want to see. If not, these guys smoking mirrors. I don't know where smoking mirrors can come from. BG, what's good? I don't know what we just came off this fight, right? When Boots came off the Karen fight, people was up here, chit chatting and the other about he was the king of this, that, and the other. All I heard was, I'm 28 years old. I'm getting old. It's hard to get up for this opposition. Hear me out. It's hard to get up for this opposition. So he was saying, Karen, hey, it was hard for him to get up for the opposition. Well, let me ask you this question, Boots. Do you think after what you're watching on that thumbnail, having a conversation with self, do you believe that you have one more fight at 147? Because how can all of a sudden, you don't have it in you and you just made weight and look astounding when you face Stantionis? You look great. You made that weight no problemo. You went in there and stunned it because you didn't have to make that 100. Look, you don't have that IBF clause no more. You're a unified champion. So I'm hearing this scuttlebutt go around that somehow, some way, Eddie Hearns, and Senior had mentioned this, that Eddie Hearns somehow reached out to Team Norman about trying to get them to sign a fight prior to their fight with Jin Sasaki. And, Senior, he was smart about it. He said, why would we lock ourselves in to a fight? Because once we return from Japan, the price yesterday is definitely not the price that we're going to talk about tomorrow. That price that you're talking about me right now, right here, it's not going to happen, bro. And you sure know that to be real because he went in there and flatlined freaking Sasaki. Tank would take the fight if Inoue comes to America. Tank doesn't need to take the fight with Inoue. Look, Tank taking a fight with Inoue, it wouldn't even be close. It'll be the same way as this because Inoue's fighting style falls right into Tank's wheelhouse. I get what you're saying, but I don't know why we're talking about Tank. We're talking about ATL, shouty. That's what we're talking. We're talking about the dirty South. We're talking about when stuff get real, people pick up their boots and run. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, 28 years old is old. Gumbo, they talking about 28 years old. BG, hey, Bruce Gas, they talking about 28 years old. 28? Do you know what I'll be doing right? What? You want to come off to the people? Hey, man, I'm 28 years old. I've been in the division 9 years, man. Ooh, I done had some wars. Let me tell you, I've had some war. Come on, get out of here, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Now they saying Norman for the cab driver, but y'all Norman Hayes was hoping he would lose to Goku. Yeah. Yeah, they was loving the face off. Oh my God, I heard him. Oh, look at Sasaki. Look at Sasaki. Boy, you want to talk about slobber knockers. You want to talk about slobber knockers. They was sitting up here massaging Sasaki's ego. And the Japanese people that Gumbo were probably saying, this is not the first time that I've seen these US fans. They are very disloyal. These Japanese fans are these US fans are very disloyal. They always stab their fighters in the back. You know what I'm saying? I'm in traffic right now, but I'll catch. That's why Boots ran out of the division. Yeah, talk that, man. Let them know, bro. Let them know, BG. They said he picked up his boots and ran. And look, a lot of people, no matter what the interviews are going to say, a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to try to say, well, he was a cab driver. That wasn't the case. Because listen, when Norman was dropped, what was it? When Norman was dropped, what happened? People was down Norman, right? Sasaki was dropped. Then what are we supposed to say? You know, Sasaki was dropped and stopped by Hiroka, right? Hiroka. And that was back in 2021. So were they pretty much saying that they had Norman 100% going to win this fight? No, it was still people out there saying, well, Sasaki is 23. Brian Norman is 24. Sasaki's 23. Norman's 24. I don't know, man. Two young fighters. Oh my God. Sasaki looks strong. Sasaki looks strong. Did you see? Look, his dimensions 5'8" and a half, 69.5-inch reach. Norman 5'8", 72-inch reach. I mean, when it comes to the dimensions, it's pretty decent. Norman sitting at a 78.5% knockout ratio. Jin Sasaki has even a higher knockout ratio, 89.47%. That's what was having people. I gotta get that. I gotta put that bet in. Look, they got Jin Sasaki. I believe in Goku. I believe he fits the character. When he was staring at Norman in the face, he was like, yeah, I believe in him. Hey, once again, U.S. boxing fans don't get their way. They go back to social media and do what? Say there's a cab driver. He's a bum and everything else. That's foul. That's not cool, man. Y'all need to tighten up a lot. You know what I'm saying? 28 years ago, I was 38. Shit, 28 years ago, I was 38. Hey, man, they up there talking about, Boots talking about, I'm 28. I'm 28. I've been in this division. So, man, nobody ain't trying to hear that. You just won a world championship unified. People was bragging. They were saying, oh, man, he's the king of the division. He's this, that, and the other, you know. But yet, right when the fight is about to happen, and a fighter that would be the perfect rival for Boots Ennis, a fighter who said he wanted to become undisputed. How many? Ichi, ni, san, chi. Yeah, in Japan, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Wakata? Don't let me start bringing up my Japanese. You know, I mean, come on, man. Just not too long ago, this man won a title, yo. People was bigging him up saying, hey, man, Norman can't mess with Boots Ennis. But Norman just went in there and flatlined the guy who the boxing fans were saying he has a pretty good chance of landing one on Norman's chin. Ennis is 28 years of age, but yet this man is speaking like he's mean, Gumbo, BG, Bruce Gas. He's acting like he's up in age, man, like he's really feeling it when he leaving the gym. Man, make sure you have that liniment heated up, man. Get them heating pads, dog. Did you make the appointment at the sauna? Is my massage therapist, my masseuse on deck? Are you going to have her come to the house, man? My back is killing me, man. My muscles are No, bro. No, bro. No, don't do that. Don't do that, shouty. Hell no. You know, you fought Stantionis this year. April 12th this year, y'all. April. It's only June now. He fought Stantionis. And look at the weights. Boots weighed 146.5 pounds. And Stantionis weighed 146 3/4. Somebody please do that mathematical problem solving. Boots saying he needs to move up to 154, but what's wrong with that 146.5 vice 146 3/4? I need some help for real, because this man was just praised for beating up a 15-0 Stantionis. But A 19-1-1. Okay, a 19-1-1 with 17 knockouts is being called a cab driver. Okay? Stantionis was 15-0, heading in there with boots with 9 knockouts. And people was like, oh, this is gonna be a tough fight. You know, Lithuanian fighters, you got to give them respect because their program over there is just amazing. Their program is something different. Ooh, their program, the way they raise these fighters up, oh, the program is just something else. You know, they was up there bigging up Stantionis, and he had less knockouts than Jin Sasaki. You know, he had less wins than Jin Sasaki. So you think about it, they were steadily up here doing the cross threading, the crocheting of hate. Okay, they was crocheting the hate. They was trying to build a blanket of deception. They was trying to build a blanket of deception and say that AK Goku had an opportunity to go in there and put on an Inoue. Naoya Inoue. You know how they love Naoya Inoue. Every Japanese fighter is compared to an Inoue. Inoue. He was on site now. Inoue was there. Inoue know what that canvas looked like. I know he was over there. Oi, oi, aye, oi, oi, oi. Hey, I knew he was in the building. I guess Jin Sasaki his plan was to go in there and leave it out all on the line, which is nothing wrong with that. I like competitive fights. But, you know, he was in there with a hitter. He was in there with one of the hardest hitters in boxing. You know, you have to give him that respect. Norman has power. I mean, when he pulled out that freaking them hand wraps and that glove off his left back pocket, and that shit started to glow, and then he swung that left hand, almost like both of his feet left the canvas. I mean, are they going to show the money shot? We need to see the impact, the money shot. I need to see the money shot, man. I know the money shot out there somewhere. I know all them photographers that was ringside. They probably made them delete that footage. They said, oh, no. Hold up. Oi there. Oi there. Ima. Oi there, Ima. They told them, you search. No money shot. No. Left hand to right jawline. No. Erase. Remove. Omit. Hey, the Japanese is over there telling all them photographers, you better delete that money shot pic. As you know, come here again. You know, take picture here. You know, work here again. That will not go out to mainstream media. No. I see Boots is running from that ATL killer, man. And, you know, he's warmed up right now. You know, because, look, no shot at Wise him, but he did do a video with Wise him. And you know, he was pretty much milking it, the 28-year-old, man. And you just sound wow. Because now you have fighters who are older than you coming back, like Pacquiao, and there's people up here saying that Pacquiao has a chance against Barrio because they don't have faith in Barrios. I mean, how these fighters look? I look at these boxing fans; they love going to auctions, bro. Seriously, they love going to auctions and thinking that is the way to build up the value of a fighter. It's almost like the fighter's name come up just like a vehicle would, and they start running the numbers. You know, if you look at it, some people believe that's the way it goes out here when you're supporting fighters. It's like an auction. The way they sit up here and devalue the fighters' value, their appraising value, is crazy. It's crazy, man. It happens so easily, though. Shout out to Kendrick in the building. He said most vicious KO in the last 10 years. It was vicious, dog. That knockout right there, you have to think about the one quitter hitters. He knocked Jin Sasaki out with a one hitter. Okay? Look, it wasn't no quit. It was a resignation. For real. It was a resignation. When that shot landed, it resigned Jin Sasaki from his consciousness. He just laid out, no movement. That was worse than freaking Sebastian Fundora, to be honest. People would say it was probably equal to that of Paul Williams when he was knocked out. But depending on how long people have been watching boxing, you look at how a fighter is knocked out and land on their back, and how a fighter is knocked out and land on their face. Most of the time, when any human being land on their face, they may consider it to be one of the worst. But yeah, I agree. Like, this is one of the worst knockouts. It should get knockout of the year right now. For real. That right there is basically front runner for knockout of the year, knockout of the decade. It was vicious, bro. And don't come up here talking about he was a bum. Norman Jr. sent Goku backwards on a surfboard with that left hook. He did, man. He did. Look, why are you all trying to come in here with these accounts? Okay, strays, and push for unification 154 when Norman just made weight. He just made weight at 147. And unlike Boots, it seems like he's going to be the one that's going to sustain his proprietorship at 147 pounds and unify. He said he's going to stay at 147 until there are no more bodies. What does that tell you? You all pushing for Norman to move up to 54 when you should be pushing for Boots to stay at 47. The man just fought in April of this year. How are you trying to make it seem like all of a sudden it should be a push for 154? Nothing really happened at 154. Boots is unified, but yet you're telling Ariel Helwani that you want to unify 4 divisions. How do you unify 4 divisions when you're attempting to put in your separation papers for discharge so you can PCS up to 154? It doesn't make any sense because it doesn't supposed to. The real ones know what it is. The real ones know what it is. You're trying to put your discharge papers in quickly and resign from 154. 47 to go to 54 when you had your opportunity. When Virgil Ortiz sent you the request, you declined. You declined. And you know what the response was not too long ago, their chat? The response was that their goal is to unify the welterweight division. We can clearly put this stamp and say Boots ducked. Boots absolutely ducked Norman. I tell people, yes, it may be official from Boots talking about moving up to 154, but he hasn't vacated his titles yet. But at this point in time, it's clearly that Boots ducked Norman. I could care less whoever feels some type of way. It's clear that he ducked him because your language is everything. Your language was saying that you want to unify the division. When you said what you said after the Karen rematch, you came back and picked up a fight with Stantionis. You said you feel good, and this is what I want to show people, and I have to continue to expand on performances like this. You went in there and made good work, knocked them out, and you look like you wasn't struggling. You look better than what you did with both of the Karen fights, the Avanesian fight. But now all of a sudden, that little space in the door has opened up a little bit wider. The breeze is a little bit stronger than it used to be, and you know it. The temperature is a bit warmer than it used to be, And getting closer to this freaking Sasaki fight, when they said they was gonna call Boots out after the fight, all of a sudden, within what, 48 hours of the fight, there's a grand announcement. The State of a Union in Philly. YSM does an interview. Hey, all photographers get up here. All photographers get up here. Touch up his makeup a little bit. Yeah. And 3, 2, 1, action. Hey, Jerron Ennis. Hey, I just want to start off by asking you, how do you feel right now? I feel good. I feel good. Yeah. You know, um, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. 28 years old. I'm not. I feel different every day, but right now I feel good. If you asking me about the way I feel right now, I feel good. But you would have asked me that an hour ago. I don't know, man. I'm 28 years old, man. Things are changing. That's all. Now, thinking about 28 years of age, I don't know what the average going age is at 147 pounds, but you're a huge welterweight. And yes, you just won with Stantionis, but but would you say, what would you have to tell the people about that weight cut with Stantionis? Man, y'all don't even know, man. It's tough to cut weight, man. 28 years old is tough to cut weight. Let me tell you, man. I was cutting weight for Stantionis. I was motivated and everything. I had home cooked meals, kicked my feet up because I knew it was gonna be right here in my backyard. Yeah, I liked it, but 28 years old, look, I did what I had to do. I put on the performance I had to perform. I picked up the belt. Everything felt good. Everything felt good. Then in the last 48 hours before this interview, it's 28 years old. But hey, Ennis, straight up, I know we in an interview and everything. I can edit some stuff. I gotta ask you this question though. But you're 27 though. I know, but coming up though, I'm about to be 28. 28 or 29, depending on how I feel. If I get up, my hip hurt, knee hurt, then I'm 30. I'm 33. I go off what my body is telling me. My body is telling me, hey, Ennis, you getting old. You getting old. It's time to go up to 54. So Ennis, if you're saying that you're 28, 30, however your body tells you, how do you think it's going to affect you? First of all, leaving the division where your declaration was on the itinerary was to unify. You pretty much accomplished half. You know what I'm saying? You have 2/4 of the sanctioning body in your possession. You are in ownership of those titles. The WBA and the IBF world title, you're in ownership. You only have 2 more. But I must ask you this, Mr. Ennis. When you say that the other fighters want to play around, how is the other fighters playing around when after your fight with Stantionis, you said what, Ennis? You said that Norman's really not that good. And people was laughing. He said this is Norman. He's really not that good. And then you turn around and you say something to the effect of them playing around when all we heard Eddie Hearn say is gears off. You all was talking about gears off? Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Eddie Hearn was talking about gears off. Now, if you don't know who gears off, let me go back to down to 147 pounds now. Okay. So you have Ennis, the WBA and IBF, right? If you look at the WBA sanctioning body, chakram, gears off. That's all I heard. Chakram, gears off. Chakram, gears off. That's all we heard. We didn't hear Norman. When he mentioned Norman, did you hear him say he? He didn't even say the man's first name. He said he. He didn't even want to acknowledge him and speak of the man. He said he. He wanted to remain anonymous so nobody can hold him accountable for his comments. But Boots Ennis was talking about Gilsoff, the number one ready in the WBA, ranked to fight Jaron Ennis for his WBA title. So we know for a fact it wasn't Gilsoff, because a unification can trump whatever Gilsoff, the number one guy, has going on. But I just be clear, when you sat down that interview, that Jaron Ennis, a lot of stuff wasn't making sense. You said the other two guys are playing around. Barrios, we already know he was going to be fighting somebody else. Rumor mill was out there already about Manny Pacquiao. And then, Team Norman said, hey, I need to go over here across the waters and collect a bag and get international exposure. Can you think of it this way? What if Team Norman would have been procrastinators and once again made the wrong move in trying to deal with Boots to make a fight happen, and they was playing around with the numbers and all that, and then all of a sudden Boots abandoned the freaking negotiations, say, oh, he don't want to do it. We sent him 3 or 4 offers already. He don't want to do it. And you got so many gullible fight fans out here. They can send them 3 or 4 offers at 800,000. We already went through this, man. The last offer, that's way below 900,000. Man, come on, you wasting $1 million. Let's go for $1 million. You ain't never made $1 million in your career. You ain't never did that. You ain't never did this. Okay, 4th and final offer. We give you 1.7. Man, wasn't that what we was debating or negotiating before we went over there to fight Jen Sasaki? I mean, don't you think we'll make even that much money if we was to go over there and fight Jen Sasaki? If they would have waited on Jaron Ennis and they would have came with the same numbers they did prior to the first negotiation falling out, but yet they wanted to take it to the general public and talk about what offers was sent, and they turned them down, which wasn't entirely true. Negotiations, offers get rejected all the time, especially if they're not, in all fairness, enough. If the purse is below the value of the fighter, that's when the manager really have to put their managerial hat on and go over there and advocate for their fighter. But Gilsoff was the name that Boots Ennis was talking about, point blank. Point blank, bro. What's up, Juice? What's good with it? Say salute W says something hottest chat in the game. Norman Jr. smoking waves, man. Yeah, man. He had them that radiation, that heat radiation coming up for the South, man. I'm curious about what they're going to say in Philly about this performance. Well, I respect one thing I can say about Greg Hackett. That man be on his point. You know what I'm saying? Greg Hackett be standing on his square, man. I respect his boxing knowledge and his takes. That's not saying everything, but Greg Hackett, he understands. He's a professional boxer. You know what I'm saying? He understands how to do the breakdowns and all that. He's in Philly. Certain things you might get. I don't even think he's overly biased, to be honest. I don't think he's overly biased for real. And he's in the the heart of Philly. Golden, they going to hate on Norman Steele. They can hate on him. But you know what? The record don't lie. The record don't lie, big dog. You know what I'm saying, Gumbo? They already is, and they are making excuses for Boots already. Hey, man, all I have to say is light them up, man. Light them up. What can excuses be right now? What can excuses be? Y'all was looking for something else? The results ain't what you want? Let's be honest. The results are not what you was looking for. It was a homicide. It was a homicide. You had an assailant there, AB. There was an assailant that accosted Jen Sasaki with a violent left hand. They say that left hand was moving at a speed that was unrecognizable to a local law enforcement that was sitting just mere yards away. He had his radar up there, and his radar malfunctioned when Brian Norman threw that shot. And when it connected, he said, I wanted to jump out the car, but I forgot it was a sanctioned boxing match. You know what I'm saying? The JP, as they call him over there, the Japanese police, he said, no. Nani deska. Why? What? What you want me to do? Nani deska. Nah. He said, I can't do anything to that. That's a sanctioned bout. Yes, Norman Jr. was the assailant. Jen Sasaki was the victim. But it was a professional boxing match, which consists of full contact. And with that full contact, each fighter possessed a certain percentage of power. How that fighter registers depends on his opponent. One thing that has been proven throughout time is that no one has given you a legitimate exercise that has been known to add layers of titanium, vibranium to that chin. Nobody has been able to release those exercises. And when somebody hits a fighter on the top of the head and that fighter goes down, and all I heard was, God dang, Planet Rock. You know, I'm thinking Planet Rock. I think it's Beach Street. You know, them Japanese, they love to dance. Now they know our culture front and back. I thought he was dang up rocking. You know, he's about to some breakdance moves. Who knows? Go say so. B&J gets credit for beating a drained, no defense, chinny, one-dimensional fighter. Look, the credit of the fight was made. Okay. If you listen to me straight, okay. If you wander out, and let's just say you end up in Japan somehow, you make it across the water, or you somehow embed yourself in the cargo pit of a twin-engine plane and you survive. Now, when they touch down over there in Japan, you will find out there are other fighters who have also been on the canvas several times. And you might find a Japanese fighter by the name of Inoue. Do you call him drained? Him chinny? Because this man was on all fours. All fornito. All fours. I know you're not going to mention him because y'all are enamored. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are enamored with the Japanese men over there. You know, y'all are strictly enamored by the Japanese fighters over there. For real. Oh, I just like their cheeks. The way their eyes look. Oh, man, it looks just like a superhero. Man, come on, man. You need to pay attention to boxing and stop up here glorifying these Japanese fighters and being extremely biased to the U.S. fighters, man. Y'all need to stop that. You know, how many times are we going to say the ABCs? I mean, we've been knowing them for a long time, but y'all act like the default ABC when it comes to weight drain. You use it so easily. You got to get out of the ABC default. Oh, he was weight drained. You don't know if he was weight drained. He had enough energy to try to stare Norman down and put his forehead on Norman's forehead. Y'all weren't talking about that, huh? Oh, just because he didn't get the results that y'all thought he was going to get. But he had all that Goku energy trying to, you know, channel up that internal energy and stare Brian Norman down, yo. Come on, man. I sent his spirit leaving to the rafters. Hey, man, you start making these comments that don't fall within the guidelines, okay? Hey, look, the guidelines of professional ethics. Hey, Golden, they're going to come for you, man. Y'all need to work on your etiquette because you're making these comments about Jin Sasaki, a fighter that most of these cats didn't even know prior to him stepping in there with Norman. So if you're going to give Norman some credit, right, give him all the credit that he, you know, maximize it. Don't give him partial credit. And you have to wait. And then he lays this dude straight out. And then Ghost, the crew from Ghost comes up. Oh, this would be a good scene right here. Hey, Patrick, come on up. Okay, what we're gonna do? We're gonna raise the soul out of this body right now, and you're gonna be right here, and you're gonna say something like, "Oh, I remember that back in the day, man. I hope this fighter, you can put your little own spin on it, Patrick. You can be the director. This could be the new Ghost of 2025." Brian Norman turned Jen Sasaki into a ghost, man. The Ghost of Saki is now his new name. The Ghost of Saki, yo. The Ghost of Saki. Norman turned Jen Sasaki into the Ghost of Saki. Come on. Why don't you test yourself first? Test yourself and see if you come back positive for being a straight up hater. And do that. Do that. At least in Jen Sasaki, the Ghost of Saki is not a Kawasaki. Bruce Gas said, "What's up?" He said, "Go, I've been tapped in, bro. I got to give it to you. You've been on cooking these past couple of weeks. Add money, I own that. To Fish and Q, I'm tired of them hating on Bud so much. We supposed to go live tonight. What parade is that? What channel you talking about? I don't know what channel you talking about. Fish and Q. I have no idea. Shout out to Town Business, man. What's good with it, Town? How you feeling, bro? Oh, it was plus 400 for the KO. It was plus 400. So you know very well that with this Brian Norman win and the way he knocked out Jen Sasaki, he had that man sleeping like we had to do in boot camp in the Marines. We had to sleep at position of attention. Jen Sasaki, the Ghost of Saki, that man was stressed out at the perfect. I wanted to sit up there if I could. I would have slid through the bottom rope and gave him his freaking enlistment papers. I said, hey, the way that form is right there, that position of attention, we need you over here in the U.S. freaking military, the Marine Corps. You got the posture to be a service member. I would have grabbed enlistment papers, put a pen in his glove, the Marine Corps right then and there. I said, we need more soldiers like yourself. We need more warriors like yourself, man. We want you to enlist, become one of the few, the proud, the Marines. The way you look how he's laying that position of attention, man. Come on, bro. Thumbs on the trouser seam, feet together, posture straight up and down vertically, head and eyes straight to the front. Well, in his case, straight to the ceiling, vertically. I mean, come on, bro. Mouth shut. You can't ask for anything more. You can't ask for anything more, man. Jen Sasaki, if you ever want to join the military over here, talk to me. I can get you in, man. You're a warrior. You know what I'm saying? I don't know 2 straight knockouts. You're somewhat looking like Jorge Linares did at one point in time. All his stoppages was knockouts. But let's get back to that guy though, Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis, pretty much picked up the boots and went to 154. That's clearly a duck. Understand, these people will pick and choose selectively to kind of get a little bit loud and boisterous, depending on who's in their company. They'll want to push these same narratives about the cab driver and all that, but yet they want to give Karen the respect because he's somewhat exposed, who I believe Boots was at that point in time. They brought it to the front of the stage. They drew the curtains. And they showed everybody, hey, y'all saying he's this, and this, but yet he goes the distance with Karen and have a poor performance on Tank Davis undercard. Then not only that, he turns back around and, pretends that he wants to fight Norman. But all along, Eddie Hearns blows through the freaking purse bid. And they end up having to shell out money to have that fight back in Philly when people up here trying to act clueless that Korean won the purse bid and think that Eddie wasn't going to have to come out the pocket to appease that fighter to come back to Philly. So they was trying to build Jerron Ennis up and make that hometown money. I don't blame them when it comes to do what you got to do. But the story gets a little fuzzy for me when people are saying that Norman fought a cab driver all of a sudden. But he could have fought Boots Ennis. But if we're looking at the table, we're talking about the numeric table, the monetary table. When we're talking about numbers, why was certain fighters norming them to begin with? And that's old news, though. It's old news. But all I'm saying, if by chance he's not that good, then you should have made every effort to make the fight when you had him right there in front of you, instead of being unwilling to negotiate and answer the final offer. And I say this all the time. Shout out to Rachel Donaire, man. The disrespect is incredible. She's been in boxing with her husband Nonito Donaire for quite some time. She articulated this point very, very well, but they don't want to hear Rachel's, take on it. They don't want our expertise. They just want to look at it like, no, we're men. We just want to talk amongst ourselves. See, I found out a lot on this social media is people really don't want the truth. They want to deal with the lies because the lies attract a certain level of energy. And then there are people there who are simply agitators that will continue to say things that don't make sense just for attention. They don't want the truth. They'll keep on saying, oh, what about this? What about this? Man, them same people that's doing these interviews know that Rachel broke this down as perfectly as you can get it. But yet, I always mention it. I say, Rachel Donaire, she broke this down as clearly and lucid as you possibly could get it. And people still just walk over it like it's a crack on the sidewalk. Like, let me step over this right here. Why is that there anyway? Because it's a crack in your story. You continue trying to say that so-and-so ducked boots and all that, and that's not the case. How can you blow through a purse bid and the other fighter team wins it, but yet they still fight in your hometown like you didn't have to come out the pocket with extra? Yes, you had to placate and line freaking Karen's pockets, and you gave that man his biggest paydays, and he's living good right now, just like Kambosos. Kambosos ended up beating Teofimo Lopez, and when he linked up with Devin Haney on the option one, when Lomachenko had to go to combat, he made the contractual agreement all the way beneficial to his side. So he will make the lion's share of the pot. Yes, he was going to give Devin Haney an opportunity, but it was going to be a very low value of monetary blessings when it came to his. Kambosos made a heck of a lot of money thanks to Devin Haney, a fighter that Kambosos wasn't looking to fight. He wasn't looking to fight Devin Haney. He was looking to fight Lomachenko. But we all know that Team Norman wants to fight Jerron Ennis. We know this. A lot of people know that we know this. We know this. But it's just these frail-minded individuals that's out here that's trying to say now that Jen Sasaki has been sat and laid down. He was a cab driver. How? That shit don't make no sense. Y'all know it don't make no sense, man. How did he all of a sudden come a cab driver, but yet at the weigh-in, you always say, oh. I heard y'all over there in X. Hey, y'all saying, man, it's something about it, man. I'm putting my money on. Yeah, no, hold up. First they was hating on Richardson Hitchens. I'm putting my money on Kambosos. There's something about he been in there with Lomachenko. Tio, Devin Haney, they talking about, oh man, he can do it. Come on, Richards and Hitchens beat the brakes off of him. Now comes Jen Sasaki, Brian. No, wow. Jen Sasaki, look at that look. Goku all day long. Put your money on Goku. And what happened? Blow through. Alert. Fight her down. The ghost of Saki has risen. The ghost of Saki is down. The ghost of Saki. Hey, I was channeling my Howard Cosell. This is Howard Cosell. The ghost of Saki is down. I repeat, the ghost of Saki has been put down by the Georgia boxing native Brian Norman Jr., aka the assassin. He has clearly relieved this man of his duties. Sign him up once he comes back for the U.S. Marine Corps. The way he was laying out a position of attention, yes, we need more service members like him. For Norman Jr., it's been well documented. He should return back to the United States and continue to call out that guy who's planning on unlacing his boots, picking them both up, and sprinting to another division outside 147 pounds, which has been proven and identified to be 154 pounds. But Ennis says, all of a sudden, he wins Stantion's belt. I'm 28. The man ain't even 28. Come on, Mike. Man, why y'all ain't holding the draw Ennis accountable for this? Man, look, I don't have no beef with Jerron. I think he's a good dude, man. I'm rooting for him at 154. But, dude, you're running. You're ducking. Quack, quack. You're ducking, yo. You're ducking. Look, check this out. The man is rounding up his birthday. Clearly, he's 27 years of age right now. But his birthday is June 26th. He's rounding it up to make it seem like 28 is old. Oh, man, I've been here, man. Oh, you can hear it in my voice, right? When I first started doing these interviews, my voice was deep. I was a young lion. How long was that? Back when I was 22. 22? For real? So you're trying to say 6 years ago? And so you're saying you still in, once this birthday happens, the 26th of this month, you still going to be in your 20s? Oh, yeah, but I feel like I'm in my 40s. For real. There's something about this food. This Philly food. I think they be putting too much GMO in it. Hey, Jerron come up with all these freaking bookmarks, man. But this one ain't making no sense, yo. It's making no sense that you're moving up to 154 pounds when clearly you can make a fight for the end of this year with Norman Jr. You can make a 3-title unification. You're trying to tell me y'all don't have the money, because y'all big money, right? You don't have the money to make sure you can hire a nutritionist. Now, all of a sudden, you're trying to use the Errol Spence method that you don't want to have a bad night. Oh, my God, yo. Errol Spence had a bad night, but yet he still had the heart to continue getting off the canvas. You don't know, you don't want to visit the canvas, bro. Not so much in getting knocked down. You don't want to step in there with somebody who's potentially there to give you that Hallmark card you've been waiting on. You don't want to go in there with a puncher, yo. Ramon Villa wasn't a puncher. Avanesian wasn't a puncher. Korean wasn't a puncher. They highlighted him knocking down Korean in the rematch to say, oh, Korean, man, he improved. He came out with a different style in the rematch. If that's the case, and you feel like the Sergey Lipinets, the Sergey Lipinets, the Custio Claytons, you know what I'm saying? All those people that was there on your resume Thomas the Lord May coming off 2 losses before you fought him. All those people that they was bragging about. If Norman Jr. is really not that good, then all the fighters that's on your resume, just like using the Crawford Spence, narrative, right? They should all be able to beat Norman. So if you beat every last opponent on your resume and you feel like your best opponent should be Stantionis, and if you ask anybody, do you think Stantionis beat Norman prior to Jen Sasaki? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you asking Steve Harvey. Yeah, he beat that boy. I don't spend that much time in boxing, but yeah, Stantionis beat that boy out of Georgia. Yeah. He don't want that boy, Jerron Ennis. He don't. Because Jerron Ennis, everybody on his resume, he's beat. But his best, I'm going to tell you like this, his best, no. Norman can't beat no Stantionis. If he can't beat Stantionis, she can't beat Ennis. You know what I'm saying? That's the narrative they're going to push. But we all know that's not to be true because he has chosen to pick up his boots and double time to 154. All because he did not want that Georgia smoke. Ennis did not want the Georgia smoke, man. Look. Check this out. It gets even more interesting now. Listen to me. This is a fighter who was going out here and bragging about what they did to Norman in sparring. Did you hear me? It was so many people going around here like they was Ennis's experts. Yes, I was close by the proximity. Yeah, I was right down the street. I was chomping on a Philly cheesesteak. When I heard some pounding going on, I say, oh, man, somebody's been getting beat up in there. Let me go peek in through the window. And as I peered through the window, I saw Jerron Ennis knock down Norman Jr., who was on one knee. He had drool coming out the left corner of his eye. Yeah, I said his eye. Because, look, he was in a bad place. I think he was crying. He might have been crying. Yeah. They got all the Jerron Ennis sparring stories. But when it comes to making this fight happen right here with the same guy that they was bragging about, all of a sudden, it's weight drain. Have you ever heard of such? It's weight drain. One thing I know about Errol, when he came out with an excuse after he said that over here we don't make excuses, we just take it as it is. He ended up making excuses. The excuse wasn't weight drain. The excuse was he had cataracts. But every one of these fans of his was saying that Errol Spence was weight drain. You know what I'm talking about? Just because you're at a certain age doesn't mean you cannot make, like, depending on your physical composition, everybody's body is different. But you're trying to tell me a fighter that you bragged about beating up in sparring, you can't make a fight with? You bragged about beating them up in sparring. All of a sudden you don't want you don't want to smoke no more? That's all we was hearing. Your fan base talking about what you did to him in sparring. So with that said, you don't want to fight no more? Why? Why, Jerron? Why doesn't Ennis want to lace up his boots and attempt to challenge for a third sanctioning body at the welterweight division? Why is the biggest question. Why aren't you willing to do that, bro? Inquiring minds want to know. Because I can't say you did it after he launched Jen Sasaki, the ghost of Saki, to the Welkin. You did it before. That shows like, no, you don't want no part of it. You fight fans out there, you have to look this up. And when are we going to stop calling fighters bums when you're the same people who's sitting up here betting and saying he has a puncher's chance because these Japanese fighters give you good stare downs and face offs. I think a lot of you all are watching freaking anime too damn much when you should be out there cutting the grass. How can someone get so much bragging rights on sparring, but then turn around and then they even said he dropped him in sparring, that then turn back around and you're moving up to 154 when you clearly just fought April? It's not making any sense because it don't supposed to, yo. It's disappointing once again. You have an 88.24% KO ratio. Your KO ratio, I believe, is higher than Brian Norman's. You have more professional fights. I believe your KO ratio is higher than Norman Jr. Norman Jr. sits at a 78.57%. He's 28-0. He's 28-0 to Boot's 34-0. Jerron has 30 KOs to Norman 22 KOs. He has 8 more KOs than Norman Jr. You know? So therefore, you have to look at it like, why all of a sudden you're unwilling to engage, man? Like all those people talking about how Boots will do this, Boots will do that. Now you want to talk about weight drain. I don't want to mention the cowardness in that, but mentioning weight drain though, all of a sudden 28-28 is the new 40. When you hear a fighter mention 28 over and over and over, he keeps unrolling that toilet roll. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people believe it's a bunch of BS, man. You keep unrolling that toilet roll, wiping it up and down. Like, you're now saying weight drain will be an issue. You can't have a bad night. I see Ban Rodriguez going in there, getting off the canvas and still getting up and winning. I've seen several fighters get up off the canvas and still win. We've seen it several times over, man. We've seen fighters get off the canvas and fight on. Even Kambosos were getting off the canvas and still trying to fight on. But you saying you cannot stay at 147 pounds because you have to keep on having better days off the Stantionis fight. But let me explain this to you, whether you want to hear it or not there, Ennis. You lacing up your boots and running away to 154 pounds. There are no Stantionis up at 154 pounds. I'm just going to be honest with you. There are no Stantionis that's holding the belts right now. A lot of people, if you ask them straight up, did they grade that a 50-50? They would say no. We didn't see him having a 50% chance of beating you there, Ennis. Come on. You're way better than him. Okay. What's going to happen when the same division that you said you have some good names up there, your body's going to feel better? Who are you going to fight? Are you going to fight a champion out the gate? Hey, y'all need to help me get that word out, man. Shout out to the boxing queen, Jessica, in the building. What's good with it, Jessica? Hope all is well, queen. Appreciate you, James. Appreciate you. I bet Bill Scratch beat Norman off the hit list. I got to put that up there. Hey, man, I've left Devin out of this because I don't want to make it a Devin Haney situation. They have TO situations going on. They're arguing back and forth with Lopez Sr. I don't know what direction that is going. I don't know where that conversation is going. I've heard it before when they was at 135 together. People saying that, certain fighters going to come up there and fight for the vacant belts. Okay, cool. But the only fight I wanted to talk about was pretty much a possible clash between Norman Jr. and Ennis. That's all I wanted to see. Shout out to Cooking with Sir Senior, man. What they do? What they do with you? Boots is just taking the easier route. WCS. He not work on Boots. He's not hiking Boots because he's again going to take a hike in that work. I like that, man. You know what I'm saying? His Boots is hiking Boots, man. He said those are hiking boots. He's saying when it's time to go, you're hiking. You're moving away from the designated location. For real, those are hiking boots, not working boots. I like that, man. You know, hey, I didn't say it, man. You know, that's what Sir Senior said. I didn't say that. He said he's hiking boots, man. That makes all the sense in the world as to why he don't want that Norman smoke. Yeah, I put it up in the chat the other day. Mike on deck. What it do? Yeah, I put the coverage time. It came on early this morning, man. It came on early this morning. I'm glad he's moving up. But I wanted to see him versus Norman first. Yeah, for sure. Put it out there. Maybe he'll change his mind because he haven't vacated the belts yet. He hasn't vacated the belts. But, we are going to, listen to all the crybabies come up here, talk about whoever they thought was weight drained, who didn't look the par, and all this. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you look at the weight, both of these fighters made weight just below the 147-pound limit. Jen Sasaki and Brian Norman. Both of these fighters made weight, and Jen Sasaki had enough energy in his body to rear back at Ryan and make sure he hold down that glowering stare. Make sure he's a menace. Make sure Norman seen the pupils of his eyes. He didn't look weight drained to me. He didn't look like Spence. Even though I never said Spence was weight drained. I'm just saying. He didn't look like he was weight drained. He looked great. Shout out to my guy Haynes Legacy in the building, man. What's good with you, Haynes? God bless, bro. Prayers as always for my guy Haynes, man. Appreciate seeing you on deck, bro. Remember we was talking and said this was the way to go instead of fighting Boots for crumbs. Now Norman has about 700 FICO after that body he caught in Japan. Payday. Yeah, man. Hey, Haynes, we was talking about it earlier that, when you talk about pay and they talk about how Team Boots, a Team Ennis, sent out a request to try to lock in a fight prior to Jen Sasaki. And the smart part about that is that Team Norman did not take the deal because they haven't went in there and fought Sasaki yet. So, of course, after this 5th round devastating destruction, right? The viciousness of that knockout, they're going to come back to the table with international, exposure that contributes to their appraising value and their FICO score, like Haynes said. That international exposure increased their boxing FICO. Now they're walking around with good credit. Good credit, because even though they're up here trying to say, oh, is he a cab driver? No, you are the same people that support these Japanese fighters with very loose, lenient prerequisites as to why you rock with them so heavy. You just do it automatically. It's a weird infatuation that these U.S. boxing fans have on these Japanese fighters. You ever heard them talk about, you look at the Ring magazine, they'll talk about all the Japanese fighters. Junto Nakatani. Oh my God. I can't wait to him in an Inoue fight. Junto Nakatani. I mean, that's all you hear, bro. They be out there all in on these Japanese fighting. Then when they lose, oh, that was a cab driver. Norman really didn't do anything. Yep. Yeah, he did. He did. When that left hand came out, that shit had goddamn ISO glow on it. Boots don't want no smoke with Norman. This man literally almost killed that man in the ring. Dang. I did get him oxygen pretty quick though. But man, he was up there in the upper room, man. They already had a rack for him. He was tucked in. They were just waiting for him to start that IV and get him back to feeling well, man. Yeah, they had to put that IV in him, man. He had to go to the hospital. Let me see. It'd be good if Norman unified. But against who? He putting the ghost of Saki on a stretcher. And then you have Boots having conversation with everybody that's kissing this behind. Hey man, you don't have to fight him, man. He got that same title that Crawford had. I didn't like Crawford when he had it. I don't like Norman Jr. when he had it. The same thing, man. We rock with you, man, because you got the IBF. Spence had the IBF too, man. We rock with you. We rock with you, man. When he beat Urdinas Ugas for the WBA, we rocking with you, man. You're the ghost of Spence. No. It's just something about black fight fans and black fighters who has the WBO title. I'm not saying this across the board, but I'm just saying at one point in time, Demetrius Andrade had the WBO title, and they casted him out. I was like, what in the heck is going on, yo? Why are these fighters getting ridiculed? Keyshawn Davis just picked up the WBO title. He goes cuckoo for Coco Nuffs. You know what I'm saying? Totally loses it. Who else? They had a situation. Teofimo Lopez, WBO. What's been going on? Static. Turbulence. That's what T.O.'s been about, yo. Real talk, y'all. Real talk. I can keep going on and on. What other example I can make? Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu had the W, even though he ain't black though. I'm just saying Tim Tszyu had the WBO title. And then he ran into it. He could have called a fight at 4 rounds. He wanted to be a warrior and take it to the end. And the unification that they gifted them to fight for the WBC, he ended up losing. Emmanuel Navarrete, same thing. He had the freaking, WBO title before he went in there with Baranchek. Gone. Poof. Be gone. It's kind of wild, ain't it? Let me read this briefly. BoxingScene.com. It say Brian Norman Jr. flattens Jen Sasaki in 5 to retain WBO 147-pound title. The timing could not have been better for Brian Norman Jr. to deliver this performance. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, I'm back. It says a pair of opening. Hold on for a second. It said a pair of opening round knockdowns set the tone for his eventful fifth round knockout of Tokyo's Jin Sasaki. The visiting WBO welterweight titles ended the fight with a monster left hook to put Sasaki down and put out an out at 46 seconds of the fifth round on Thursday at Tokyo, Japan. That was a very fun fight, Norman Jr. told ESPN. After his second successful title defense, Jin Sasaki came to fight. I got nothing but respect for him. I can't wait to come back here. That's all I'm going to say to the next quote. Just go out there, have fun, and be myself, Norman Jr. said after his game plan. I'm a very diverse fighter. I can brawl if you want to. I can box if you want to. There's still more to show y'all. I'm working on a lot of things. I wish I had a certain fight coming up. Listen, I wish I had a certain fight coming up. He said of the attractive matchup. They heard the B Norm storm was coming in. And you know what happens when the storm is coming? They grab their boots and run. Hey, I'm going to tell you, the Team Norman has some classic response lately. Norman said he'll move up when he run out of bodies. I think that was a very classic line. And then they said the B Norm storm was coming in. You know what happened when the storm is coming? They grab their boots and run. I think that's a classic. And I probably put it on a thumbnail sooner or later. It ends with this. It says, so we shall see what's next for me. Hopefully we can get back in October, November. See, him mentioning October and November tells me that Boots is wide open for a freaking bout. Boots fight is wide open. It's wide open, yo. I got to drop the link. I got to see why Boots ducking Norman, man. Because the B Norm storm is rolled in after him levitating the ghost of Saki. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of time, man. Come on, man. I just dropped the link in there. I want to hear what they have to say. Yay. What y'all have to say, man? For real, what y'all have to say? I want to hear about this situation. Why Jerron Ennis is trying to run away. Help me help the business. You know what I'm saying? What's good? What's good, fellas?
What's up with it, man? Salute.
Yeah, man. You already know. We trying to talk about the obvious.
Man.
Give me your assessments on what happened and what you think about the Boots situation. You think he'll reconsider?
Nah, Boots is not coming back down to 47 to get that smoke with Brian Norman. Brian Norman looked too good in that fight. And bruh, we know he has one punch knockout power. You know what I'm saying? Like that was some nasty work, bro. Ooh,
Nasty work.
Ooh, man, it hurt my soul. It hurt my soul seeing that man his soul come out of his body like that. Man, that was crazy. Why would Boots want to do that to itself? I would do exactly what Boots is doing. I'll go to 54 and get up out of there, bro. It's Norman's division right now, bro.
Yo, man.
It's ironic that he ran to 54 a week before this fight. Like, why would you all of a sudden go there when you know he was supposed to be waiting on him? And all the Boots fan in the comments saying, "Oh, Norman ducked the fight. He had a chance. He turned down this offer. Why would Boots wait on him?" Like, it ain't even about Boots waiting on him. The reason Boots said is because of the weight. Even though he said the weight, people don't know what they're talking about. I made weight easy. On Tuesday, I was on weight. I didn't eat or work out none this week, blah, blah, blah. He said all that. But now all of a sudden, it's hard to make the weight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe the lie. I feel like he ducked that smoke. I know he ducked that. Every time it's a fight, niggas calling him out. He don't want to fight him. Ortiz called him out. He want to fight. T.O., Norman. It's like he claimed nobody want to fight him, but when niggas call him out, he always found a way out of the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a pattern.
It is. Man, I agree. Well said.
Man, the WCS, How many times have you got receipts on this before anybody was on Norman's bandwagon, before anybody was even talking about Norman, before he even got the belt, man, we was talking about Norman, and you was like, yeah, I hear that. Hey, man, I like him. I'm like, so you got me thinking, watching him and shit, and I was like, oh man, so we started chopping up about him, and then he won the title. Boom, we like, oh man, this could be something nice, him and Boots, right? And then so when they went to negotiations and they wasn't trying to pay him nothing, and then he can go to Japan and make 3 times as much, and then put some more, give yourself some more cachet. Why not do that? I'm gonna go out there and give the performance he gave. Now you can't come to the table with nothing less than $5 million. It don't make sense to me. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like now he's in a position of power. He got all the leverage. Like Boots don't have no leverage. Nobody wants to. Boots is not popping like that right now. So I don't know what Boots is gonna do.
I mean, good point you made with him making the money he made over there in Japan, because that's simply, we don't know what the language said on that contract. You feel me? Like the contract they were trying to stuff down his mouth before the fight and get them locked in. I'm pretty sure there was a monetary amount attached to what they was going to pay Norman Jr. before they went over there. Now that they came back from over there, they have the leverage to go back to the table and negotiate a higher number.
Which is why he wanted to wait until after to negotiate.
Yeah,
Eddie said he wanted that fight in September, October, November. So why is y'all niggas not there to negotiate today? Well, tomorrow, the day after, was supposed to negotiate. That nigga ran a 54 all of a sudden.
WCS, you said
we gotta hold them accountable for that, BG.
What? Yeah, no, we gonna hold them. We hold them accountable. We going in. But you said it would be a bad idea for him to. He said it would be a bad idea for him to do a turnaround. He put in the work so quick. I think he could do another. I think he can come back and fight Boots in November, bro. I think it's tenable now,
Did I say sometime before November?
He said September is too quick of a turnaround.
Yeah, I said September.
Okay.
November is great. November is
yeah.
You get 8 weeks of training camp, you good,
bro. But I don't think, man, he looks like how when somebody like when I don't know if y'all watch football, but like when a player or athlete gets that cachet, that aura about them, like they almost invincible. Like he just got that glow to him right now. Like can't nobody beat him, huh?
Like Lamar Johnson.
Like Lamar, who's that? Lamar Jackson. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, like bro, like he got super nice boxing skills, and he got like man, he's got something that you can't really even explain in words. Like he got it right now, bro.
Yeah, he does, man.
He said that Boots really want to fight Crawford at 54, but he fighting Canelo or whatever. But if you willing to fight Crawford, that means you willing to fight a champion. You know what I'm saying? So why aren't you trying to fight Murat when he available?
Yeah, I know. I seen you put that in the chat the other day. Yeah, I agree, man. He's right there.
No, if he loses to Crawford, it's nothing off his back. But if he loses to Norman, that's big. If he loses to Crawford, he's supposed to lose to Crawford. But
we're talking about fight. What do you think about Murtazalayev? He was mentioning Murtazalayev, the IBF champion at 54.
Ooh. Man,
you know the one who went in there and knocked out Tim Tszyu?
Yes, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, that would be a tough fight too for Boots.
Man, Boots' power, it's not too great with the elites at 47. So going to 54, man, I think I don't know if his power is gonna carry, but if his power don't carry him, like he's very athletic, but man, if his power don't go with him, he gonna have some problems, bro.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about the power aspect, because when it came to Bud, right, they didn't give him no power respect. They what they always talk about. He was too small. He was too small.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Boots is bigger than Bud at the end of the day. You know, when we was talking about him moving up to 40 to 47, Boots been at 47 pretty comfortably. So, you know, you talking about a big dude moving up to 54, he should fit in real nicely. What his power carry up? Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. He should have no problem with that.
I don't
Bro, I
even
don't,
think he got power like that. Like he got okay
man.
power, but it's not
When I
devastating.
seen him,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like
hey,
punch
BG, he
power.
ain't never had no knockout like Saki. God dang.
yeah, bro,
Boots
that
ain't
was
never had no
nasty.
knockout like that, man.
Bro,
Exactly.
I ain't, bro. Hey, Crawford ain't never had one like that, bro. Like,
Yeah, yes, he
nigga just
did. He
knocked
knocked out Avanesian like that.
Oh yeah, he
Who?
did. No,
Yeah,
he didn't
Crawford
have to
Yeah.
get carried out by no stretcher though. He didn't get carried out by. Nigga had to leave him in the stretcher, bro. Like, the nigga left in the stretcher, bro.
I mean, they was looking the same though. You look at Avanesian's picture.
Yeah,
You look at
no,
Saki's.
It was one punch knockout though. It was a one punch knockout though. Like Boots usually gets TKOs. He don't really get too many. I don't really have. How many KOs he got? I don't.
Like 29
No, I
He got
said
30.
not
He got 30
TKOs.
KOs.
or 30. Mm-hmm.
30 knockouts.
He got 30 knockouts. Ennis.
No, I'm talking about like, are they KOs or TKOs?
Oh, I don't know. Like, if you go to his box rec, man, he has some RTDs in there. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has about 10 TKOs on that. 10, 11 TKOs in his knockouts.
Eddie keep talking about they want to fight Ortiz this month and that month, but Bozy literally said the other day they want to fight Ortiz down the line. He want to get used to 154 first. So Eddie be lying, bro. And it's like the fans just ignoring what Bozy said. That's the truth. What he said. Y'all don't want to fight Ortiz yet. You know what I'm saying? Stop lying.
Yeah,
They don't hold Eddie
he shouldn't fight
accountable, bro.
Ortiz right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Bro.
Top Rank posted 4 days until the first. They thought Jen Sasaki was about to come.
Yeah,
The first Japanese welterweight.
Yeah, they posted
They thought
4 days until the first Japanese welterweight.
Wow, that's a slap in the face right there, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's disrespectful, bro. Like
Slap in the
hey,
face.
we was on X and I was listening to you was talking to the host and that he was talking about saying something about what if dude won. He was like, if he wins, he's getting knocked out. I'll start rolling, bro. I was like,
Yeah, they be putting these doubtful connections. If you know what I'm saying, if.
he had me dying,
Hey,
bro.
but look,
I was like,
hey, but Haynes, they were sitting there talking all that Brian Norman hate, and then now they doing a space, and them cats didn't want to show up this morning. You know, it's like they was talking all that Norman hate. Talking about, I don't think he got it, man. He chinny, he this, that, and the other. Okay. It's amazing how Jen Sasaki can get stopped in the 11th, but y'all still believe he can go stop Norman.
Now they desperate for him to fight Haney. Talking about Haney, where you at? You called him out. This and that. Like they said that because Brian Norman looked good. They want to see Haney get beat. So y'all desperate for that fight now. Y'all don't care who Haney fight. All of a sudden y'all want him to fight Brian Norman no matter what. You know what I'm saying? These fans fake, bro.
Right now, he gotta get his confidence back, bro. That's
crazy.
They
up there shopping Devin around, man. Devin was supposed to be trying to fight Tio. Now all of a sudden they trying to clout chase freaking Norman. Man, come on, bro.
Yeah, because Tio and Brian Norman would I'd watch that fight. I mean, it ain't the greatest fight, but I'll watch that one if they put that together.
Tio don't want that smoke either.
Nah, he got to get a black guy on his record, bro.
He want a black boy. Now I need a black boy.
Yeah, black boy.
Hey man, you need to go to the lab and get that black boy. Have him manufacture that black boy.
Yeah, he said I fought 2 white boys. I beat both of them. Now I need a black boy now.
I'm
build
just
the
saying,
boxer.
like, but what black boy is he planning on beating? Because
He ducking all of them.
I don't know one that he can beat right now, unless you bring somebody up out the amateurs. He gonna bring somebody his first fight out the amateurs and still get beat up, bro. And still get beat up. Like,
you gotta bring them up out the amateurs and you know, try to make them seem like they lethal, they dangerous.
We talking about him and Hitchens talking about they fight next, and y'all got the same manager, Kevin Conley. Why is that fight not being made already? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like that's the easiest fight to make.
Yeah, it is, man. You that's
Boots
facts.
to fight Madrimov. Boots to fight Madrimov. No, he did. No, he didn't.
But what's the point of fighting Madrimov right now, and he don't have a title?
He coming off 2 losses too.
Yeah, coming off 2 straight losses, which isn't good.
I'm talking about to get to the acclimated to the weight, because that's what they said. They ain't trying to get no title fights till they get acclimated to the weight. So that'll be a good.
Man. Come on, Haynes. I expect more out of you, man. Come on, man. Come on, dog.
Man,
come on, Haynes.
Don't
do it to yourself, Haynes, for real. Because
bro, I'm trying to help Boots right now. I'm trying to help Boots right now, bro.
He don't need no help, man. He needs some discipline, dog.
He needs to fight Keith Thurman right now. That's the fight.
Nah, bro. Keith Thurman off the ring.
I don't know, BG, because Keith Thurman, man,
you might knock him out, bro.
Man, I don't know, bro.
They said they want a gatekeeper. Let's go. That's the best fight. That's the best fight for him.
Y'all about to have Sean Porter come back, bro. Y'all about to have Sean Porter come back, bro. That's what's gonna have to happen.
He not no champion. He not in the top 5. Like, that's the best person to fight for him, Keith Thurman.
But they was clout chasing Crawford so much there, BG, to the point where why can't he move up and face a champion? Why is this acclamation to the weight class matters, man?
Exactly. That's what I was saying.
Crawford moved up and fought Madrimov.
And he said Thurman was ducking him, so what's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
bro. Thurman might fuck around and knock that nigga out, bro.
Hey, if they fight, I got Thurman in that fight.
Bro, I gotta see that, man. I would want to see Thurman in a fight before I say that, because I ain't seen him fight in like
Thurman
3
ready,
years,
bro. He ready.
No, man, I think Thurman good to go, bro. For real.
Yeah, he a veteran. He ready.
Thurman was a unified. They used to call Thurman one time, bro.
WCS giving him the nod, bro. I gotta rock with WCS with it, because if you give him the nod, it usually be good, bro. Yeah. I want some money fucking with WCS, bro. He taught me how to bet, nigga. I only want a few dollars, so I don't want a few dollars. I gotta go with.
Thurman know what it takes to win, man. Straight up.
Yeah, he beat the youngin out of Brock Jarvis, man. A lesson, man.
That was a devastating knockout too, just like that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, Thurman. Thurman would be. You talking about Thurman and Boots, or Thurman and Boots?
Thurman and Boots.
Yeah. At 54, that'd be a nice little squabble right there.
Yeah, that's the perfect fight.
But if Thurman came back and had a great performance, bro, and make a comeback and then get a belt, I respect that, bro.
The Boots fans talking about Murataz Aliyev, like Boots to do this to him, but he fighting Lubin next, and like he not fighting Lubin next, nigga. That if you look on BoxRec, it ain't no yellow box saying Erickson Lubin, nigga. He free right now. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the excuse making. They making every excuse for him not to fight, dude. They scared of that fight.
Man,
Boots. So you saying Eric Lubin should fight who?
No, they saying Erickson Lubin was fighting Murataz Aliyev, but he not. They not fighting next. It ain't nothing signed, nothing official. So he free to fight Boots like Baccarat. You know what I'm saying? But they making every excuse for that fight not to happen. They definitely don't want that smoke.
Bruh. Man, I don't know, man. I thought Boots. I thought, man, I thought he was Superman. Why don't he go up there and fight Pandora or something, bro? Like, what happened to the Superman Boots to everybody? Well, what they call him? The Phenom. Well, if he the Phenom,
they did characterize him as that. They stamped him as a Phenom, right? Yeah.
Bro, like, Phenoms don't take. Phenoms don't take tune-ups, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Crawford didn't take no tune-ups. Every weight class he went up, he fought a champion, bro. You better get it together.
Exactly. And you
But,
talking
but
about
it ain't as easy
world.
when it's their turn, though. They can talk
Yeah.
about Crawford, who's much older and supposed to be all antiquated now. But when it comes down to them actually doing it, no. Some people talking about taking a tune-up and all that. No.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man.
I was trying to give him
talking
that, bro. I'm like, I was gonna give him the tune-up, but now I think about it, you right, bro. He don't deserve the tune-up. All that shit he was talking about, he was taking over shit and all that shit. He ain't even asking for no title fights, bro. You was a hoe, no, bro. You was a hoe now, bro.
They talking about 10 years and all that shit. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that, bro. Get
Bro,
it down.
he either got to fight. He either got to fight. He got to fight at 54 with Norman, or go fight Fundora, or one of the champions, bro.
Thurman
He got to fight
is
the champion,
right
bro. He got, huh?
Thurman don't got no fight. Fundora fighting Tim Tszyu.
Thurman's not champion.
What you say?
Thurman's not champion though.
He don't got to be a champion, but that's a good fight.
His cachet is championship ish.
Yeah,
So
his boxing FICO is real high. You know what I'm saying?
He got a good. You right.
He got a better resume than Boots. Tell you that.
Yeah, oh hell yeah, bro. What?
Thurman has a better resume than Boots. Yeah, they both held 2 titles, but he has a better resume than Boots.
Yeah, hell yeah. He got Porter,
Garcia, Danny Garcia.
DSG.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Boots ain't got nobody on his resume. Hey, Boots has no names like that on his resume. Not even to this day. Like, bro, like
they talk about Stanionis like he was somebody like that nigga never fought nobody. You can't name one.
He never had a title in his life.
Who did he name? You know any Stanionis opponents? Because I don't know.
Nah, bro. They was trying to make the next White Hope, bro, and it didn't happen.
Talking about he's the second best welterweight. No, he's not, nigga. Norman was the second best, if not the first.
Disrespectful. They just so disrespectful with the shit they say now. But now hey, bro. I was halfway trying to keep Boots in his boots. But man, we're gonna have to call this nigga Sandals now, bro. He sandals, bro. He flip flops, bro.
Hey, look,
yeah, I like the flip flops. He is flip flopping. I like that one. He's a flip flop. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you are flip flopping for real.
Greg Hackett ducked that smoke this morning. Greg Hackett went live after the Norman fight.
And he ducked what smoke? He wouldn't let you on the panel?
Yeah, he ain't let me on the panel, bro. Oh. And look, because I was in the comments like, yeah, Booth ducked that smoke.
Hey, you've been walking around with flamethrowers lately, man. They hesitant about letting you through the door.
You gonna get this.
So everybody was on the panel. I'm on there like, yeah, I'm in the back like, let me on. I'm like, don't duck the smoke, this and that. So he let somebody else on after me. So I know he seen me trying to get on. This nigga don't want no smoke, man. He ducked it, bro.
Bro, you be doing niggas too bad, bro. You gotta calm down, bro.
He knew too, cause like
you making our team look too good,
left
bro.
and right, dog. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he seen me in the comments.
You can't be an arsonist and expect to show up and they let you into the area, dog. No.
Yeah, and you got a lighter in your hand, nigga. Like,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no pushback. They on there talking about, oh yeah, well, I hate when niggas beat a nobody or bum and then think they this and that and the other. Like, come on with all those.
Crazy, man. The hate, that's crazy, dog. Like,
bum.
He's a nobody now.
Wow. Like he was a bum.
Exactly.
They said because I can't say his name right. Well,
Sasaki.
Whatever.
Sasaki.
It's hard. Sasaki. They saying he was a bum.
Yeah,
that's what they saying, bro.
His record was
get the
better
fuck
than
out of here, bro.
He was 19-1 with like 17 KOs. That's better than Stanionis. 15-9.
Hell yeah, that's better, bro.
True.
Bro, and he had a whole country behind him too.
Yeah, he did.
Bro,
yeah, he did.
That's correct, bro. People don't know what the hell they be talking about, bro. Like people just be on some bullshit.
He didn't want no pushback.
Nah, because when Cool Boy Steph went out there and got beat up by Inoue, it was no bums in that situation. But now Norman go out there and beat the Japanese. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now Norman goes out there and smashes, bro, and now he's a bum. Bro,
they was talking about like he just straight garbage. Oh, this dude a can. He was this and that. He didn't beat nobody. Like what? I thought it was gonna be a good fight. Like Brian Norman
Yeah,
made him look like that. It ain't that heel, bro. Come on, man. Y'all
yeah,
just
bro.
can't give
Now they
credit
were
where it's
saying
due.
Norman was gonna lose, bro. Bro, I was there at WCS. Man, wasn't niggas saying that he was gonna lose, bro? Like they were really saying he was gonna lose.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I was
it
like, bro,
wasn't
I
expected.
couldn't imagine why they were thinking it, bro. Like it was dumbfounding to me. Like, where are you getting this?
But see,
Where
it's
are you
not.
getting
It's not
your?
more so the assessment is based off skill. It's that they have this likable, who's favorable, who's unfavorable.
Yeah, yeah.
Boots is getting that Errol Spence residue.
Yep.
That's who they
Yeah,
wanted to push off, Errol Spence. So now that Boots is somewhat having a black rival, that black rival is semi Brian Norman. They trying to treat Norman like he Crawford.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And that's exactly. And hey, bro, like, and they spent time sparring together and shit. He
Yeah.
kind of move a little like Crawford, bro. He move a little like Crawford, kind of
Like if you
quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you
Reserved.
freaking beat him up supposedly and did him dirty in sparring, why the hesitation now? You should have no problem.
And these fans
Bruh.
want to keep talking about the old negotiations. Oh, he should have took this. He should have took that. Why he ducked before this and that? Like that ain't got nothing to do with them agreeing to fight next. You know what I'm saying? That's in the same timeline as Boots wanted to fight next, so he can fight him next. And like he said in an interview, he thought he'd be fighting champions back to back. You can fight back to back. You fought Stanley Jonas, and then you can fight Norman in the fall, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that
bro. What
that
are you
shit
talking
clear
about?
as day.
I
Clear
would
as day.
Hold on, Crawford beat the African dude, and then went and fought Horn, bro. Right after that,
Yeah,
I don't
Julius
understand what's going
Ndongo.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dongo and then fought Horn, bro. Champion after champion, bro. What are you
Yeah,
talking
I
about?
like I
Like,
like this matchup Puma said. Boots should fight Jamel at 154, man.
oh,
That's a
now
good
I
that,
wasn't
oh,
fight.
even, I
now
wasn't
that,
even thinking about that fight.
yeah,
Oh,
bro. Now that's nice. That's nice. I'm taking
That
Charlo
is
on
a
that one,
nice
bro.
a
man, I
nice
might have
matchup.
to too. Boots gonna have some
Charlo
trouble
gonna
at 54.
Charlo gonna whoop his ass, bro. Like I think that's gonna be an ass whooping, bro. Like,
Yeah.
cause
He,
man,
hey,
I
he
was
think
I was on here with boxing nerds, and I was telling them, I was trying to explain to them, like, bro, not that Boots take rounds off. He takes time in the rounds off. Like he takes part of the round off. Like he'll go and do funny weird shit, like to try to hype up the crowd or whatever. He's act like he's trying to do, but he's actually trying to save energy type shit. Like he takes off parts of rounds, bro, and he's not gonna be able to do that with bro at
look,
all.
Yeah.
Boots think he getting away from Norman running at 54. Like he gonna have problems at 54, bro. A lot of
Yeah,
these,
bro. That
if,
54 is tough, bro.
yeah,
I like that Jamel Charlo now. I like that Jamel
that's a
Charlo for
good
him,
fight.
man.
And
Because
if
that's a
this,
former unified champion. Build up your FICO a little bit more, moving up a division, man. Get acclimated. What better opponent to get acclimated? Jamel's been undisputed up there.
if he don't take a
Are
tune
you
up,
trying to y'all trying to get this man to have poor credit because he's gonna get beat up
look,
and then his
Hey,
FICO's gonna
man.
be gone. He ain't gonna have no FICO, bro.
if Charlo don't take a tune up, that's the only chance that I'll give Boots. But if it's Charlo, the regular Charlo, Boots ain't beating him, bro. He get hit way too much,
Way
and
too much, man.
it's just
Yeah,
not
but
like that.
Charlo hit too
54 nigga
hard,
was
bro.
capping.
Charlo hit too hard for that.
Yeah, for real.
Bro, and we talk shit about the Charlos, but they're really good boxers, bro. Like they are good boxers. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
they can
ever
box.
front.
I said I always like Big Charlo. Y'all know that, but I'm saying Little Charlo, he just went out like a
Yeah,
cow against Canelo. That's why I was like, you know what I'm saying? That was weak to me. That was a trash performance. He let
yeah. I would
everybody.
have went on my back, bro. That's crazy.
But other than that, he a good fighter. And he
He's the
does blood
undisputed
too.
champion, bro. Like he's the undisputed champion. You can't take that away from him, bro. Like he's a great fighter, bro. Like he's not just good. He's great. Like you don't become undisputed for no reason, bro. Like
Yeah,
and
he good, bro. He does blood too though, but I
yeah,
feel like he'll
nah,
beat
he
Boots
definitely
though.
does, but bro,
But
like hey, it's crazy that he ducked Bud for the Canelo fight, and now Bud gonna stop Canelo.
right, he could go in there. Well, I feel like Bud feel like Bud should just do something amazing again, like the Spence fight. It should be another dramatic victory, bro. I've
Yeah,
been feeling
like you
that
can't
lately.
even contest it, bro. Like it's no contesting, no contesting, bro. It can't be a split decision, nigga. Nah, bro. I don't want to hear nothing. No split decision bullshit. No, bro. This referee said the 118 to 112. No, bro. No.
Right.
We
All
need.
these
We
dudes,
need.
Mosley talking crazy, Abel
Oh
saying
yeah,
this.
Mo. He said his legs is shot. That's crazy.
Yeah, he tweaking.
What evidence does he have of that? What evidence does he have of that? Do you guys have any evidence that
Exactly.
Crawford's legs are shot? Please, somebody, if you can show me some evidence, bro,
Hey,
I'll
the way
compete.
Boots talking at 28, his legs are shot. He up there talking like an old man. You know, I'm 28. I'm
Damn,
28. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I'm 28. Man, come on now.
Darren
Brad,
What's
Till
wrong with you,
said
man?
just made his first $1
mutilation.
million. Just made his first $1 million last year, bro. Like, nigga, like he been fought all them fights.
I was listening to X just now, right? Because this certain person had a freaking X space going on. And it's amazing how they trying to push Devin, on Brian Norman.
That's what I was saying
I
earlier.
was like, man, y'all actually switching up already? I thought he was supposed to be fighting Tio.
Yeah.
Right. They thirsty for Devin they want Devin to lose. They're not even Devin fans, but y'all want to make sure he take this fight, bro. That's what I was saying earlier. These
Yeah,
Bro,
niggas,
like he really had a solid performance since coming off the Ryan Garcia fight.
yeah, bro. I don't want to see that,
he
bro.
never fought at 147 yet either.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't fought at 147. He fought the catch weight. Absolutely.
They not pushing Ryan to give him the rematch like he's supposed to do. None of that. You know what I'm saying? But they want to push this Norman and Devin agenda, bro.
why I wouldn't even want to see the Ryan rematch right now because Ryan just got beat up by early, nigga. So
I want to see that shit still.
Like, bro, hey, what if they did Rolly versus Norman, bro? Rolly versus Norman.
Hey, Norman, they say Rolly is about to be elevated to the WBA champion if Boots vacate. So Rolly's definitely gonna be there, but I'm hearing mixed stories. I'm hearing they're gonna align him with Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I doubt Norman get that shot, unfortunately, because he signed with Top Rank.
I definitely don't want to see Devin and Norman right now. That's not a good fight for him.
I don't want to see it, man.
But,
Look, to see him do the same thing he
good.
did with freaking Jose Ramirez. I don't want to see that, bro.
Because he got a lot of power. That's gonna make Devin shell up. Like if he get another fight in, then maybe after that. But next, that ain't no good fight for him.
And Norman, you know already, he loved getting on the inside and getting dirty.
Yeah, he getting better and better too.
And it's crazy, yeah, bro. Every fight, bro, it seems like I forgot he was that young, bro. Now I see why, man. He's progressing so quickly. Yeah, I didn't like because you ain't a grown man till you 25. So like,
yeah,
man, like he got so much more growth to even come after this, bro. Like,
yeah,
he could be something nice, bro. He could be something real nice. As long as he keep his head in the game and do the right things, bro, he could be something nice.
Yeah.
Man, I think he's the best at 47 right now. If he chooses to unify and make that happen, I think he should do it. I think Boots should stop being scary and come down and fight the man.
Devin and Barrios is a good fight. I'd like to see that fight.
Yeah, Devin and Barrios. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about the punching power. Yeah.
That's a good test for him at 47.
Height for height. Yeah, that's not a bad fight.
Yeah. I would like to see that fight. Yeah, that would. But nah, Norman knocks both of them out. So right now, Norman's knocking both of them out. I like to see Barrio versus Norman.
Like Puma said, Russell versus Haney. I don't know about that. He probably could beat him though. That's a good fight.
I mean, y'all gonna talk about freaking acclamation because Russell is not a big fighter. You know what I'm saying?
He could. I feel like Devin can do that next too. But that's not a real big fight. But
bro. Russell. I really don't really care for the wrestlers like that. Like they just like because They be throwing shade at Bud for no reason. I don't understand it, bro. Like
No reason,
crazy.
man.
Like Bud was like, man, I don't know why they hate me. They just some haters, nigga. Like, bro, that's crazy. Talking about he told Bud he'll whoop his ass. Man, bro, Bud will scrape you, bro. He was talking about outside the ring, bro.
Remember Gary Russell was in a barbershop talking about if he come here right now, I'll do the same thing. And then Porter looked at dude like, this nigga tripping. They start laughing right in his face.
Bro, you just not slapping Bud, bro. It don't even make sense, bro. Like nobody believes you, bro.
You talking about if he walking here right, man, Bud would tear that place up, dog.
Hell yeah.
Talking about you slapping right, man. He would tear that barbershop up, man.
Hey, all I'll see when y'all say this right now is I get active.
Yeah, for real, right? That's what I respect. That's what I respect about Bud. I've seen him in person before. You know, every time I seen him, he like wrestling with his people or something. But he don't go around here with that Keyshawn sporadic energy. I just want to be a person that don't have control of my freaking energy. Like Bud, people know he tough just based off what he does in the ring and how he carry himself outside the ring. Keyshawn, it just seems like he can't bottle it up, man. He just can't, walk around and people know he is who he is. He always got to show it. That last stuff he was into, it was just, man, he lost control, bro.
Last Puma said the older Gary a hater. Yeah, he the biggest hater, but Antoine Russell be taking shots too at Bud and picking against him.
I mean, they don't like Bud Crawford, Gary, the older brother, because of what happened in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? He punched Bud in the mouth because, pretty much, Bud, he's saying Bud was, they was talking, they was talking back and forth. And then, Gary pretty much said, you keep talking, punch you in your mouth. And he went over there and punched Bud in the mouth, and Bud ended up getting sent because he wasn't a more popular fighter.
Right, he ran.
I know he probably has used that as motivation throughout his career. Like, hey, they had the Russells a little favorite. Gary Russell a little favorite.
But so Bud just let him hit him. He didn't do
nothing.
He didn't let him hit him. He sucker punched him.
He hit him and ran.
Yeah. Oh, he hit him and ran like a girl? Oh no, we don't. That ain't no. Oh, that's some girl shit, bro. Like I hate slimy dudes like that, bro.
Yeah,
anybody got a sucker punch a man?
Bro, they kicked Crawford out. They kicked Crawford out. They didn't kick Gary Russell out. They sent Crawford home.
Because he got sucker punched. They sent Crawford home because he got sucker punched.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Because he was going after him, like, they had to hold him back and all that. So
it probably took the whole crowd, bro. Like that. he seemed strong, bro. Because the way he picked up Shannon Sharp, bro, I was like, damn, like he wasn't even trying, bro. Like that's crazy. How small
Shannon like over 200 plus pounds, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, he got to be.
Where you hit at least
240.
Bro? He said Bud didn't like Keyshawn when they first met. He thought that he talked too much. Where you hear that from? That's interesting.
I would say if Puma said it, probably he heard it on the inside or something like that. I can believe he was talking too much. I can believe it.
Yeah.
Because I have my interaction with Keyshawn before he was even really popping. And Keyshawn, man, he's arrogant in a way, because when I saw him and his three brothers together down here in the A, man, I was interviewing Keyshawn, man, and he wasn't really being, he didn't have etiquette and decorum, and then, when I was talking to him, and there was a couple other media there too, Keyshawn just walked off from us. He said, talk to my brothers. I was like, who this nigga, like who you talking to? Like, why you do that? Wasn't nobody asking you any crazy questions because you don't have a history yet.
Right.
Like you don't have nothing going on. But his two brothers was there. Hey, man. Yeah. I don't know, man.
See, now I see why you be having your reservations about him. Okay. This nigga WCS be holding grudges, bruh.
No, it's just when I have an interaction with you, man, and it's cool.
That's the real you.
That's the last, that's what I know. That's what I see. First interactions, first impressions. But
that's and it's that's the only interaction you had with him. So like that's the only thing
no,
you
it's
got
not
to
the
work
only
with.
one. I didn't say that was the only one. Now that wasn't the only
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh, so
I had another one in Jersey. You know, I seen Keyshawn around.
That's in
oh no,
person
okay.
too. So it's the
It was
real
like
guy.
that every time, or it was like
No, it
that
wasn't
every
like
time.
that. It wasn't like that every time. But I'm not going off every time. I'm just going off the time that registers with me as to why you even did it. Like, why were you acting like that? Like, you haven't did anything in
he
boxing.
was young. He was young, bro. People do dumb shit,
No,
bro. Like
no,
people
no.
do
If you're
dumb
in the
shit in
boxing
that game.
game, look, I'm gonna tell you why that don't matter for him, because they relieved him from the Olympic Center and then they brought him back, right? He came out here, he started doing some professional fights, and then he went back to the Olympic Center, right? So come on, man. Like I tell people all the time, in the military, 17 years old, they can send you to combat when you're 18. Are you a man over there? You behind a weapon, right? You consider the man,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
you
Hey,
gotta acclimate, man.
that was yes, bro. You more merit. You have more of a meritocracy mindset than most people do. Okay, so like
But that
you
don't mean I
know,
had a meritocracy when I was his age, though.
no, I'm talking about the way you view people now.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so like you. I understand what you're saying 100%. Like so he should act like a grown man because he is a grown man. But
No,
I'm
not a
saying,
grown man. He should have a little bit more maturity, Haynes. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little
yeah,
bit understand that, hey, it's some media people that really want to give you attention. You're supposed to be a big name that's in the Olympics and everything like that. So yeah, man. I don't know, man. Old boy was just
yeah,
acting like he was already a unified champion.
Yeah.
You know, he's going for undisputed or something like that, man. It's just when you walked off and say, talk to my brothers. I'm like, huh?
I think this situation that happened with him missing weight and then a little brawl, I feel like that's gonna get him to the right mindset to where he's supposed to be and control himself. Like when he got caught for weed, he stopped smoking weed and switched everything up and he got on point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he a person that can learn from his mistakes and move forward. So I kind of think he fell back right now and he gonna come back better. You know what I'm saying? And more
yeah.
focused.
That's why I
And don't
asked you
miss weight.
what happened on the other occasions that you talked to him. Like, did he act more mature the next time you talked to him, or was he
I
still
really didn't have a
arrogant? That's why.
conversation with him. I just had a brief drive by. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
Okay.
what up, Keyshawn? I didn't have too much to say. The only time I really engaged with him was that time that I was trying to interview him with some other media people. And, Keyshawn out of nowhere, he was kind of like standoffish and stuff like that. So
You was
then,
just blue after that time. Like this nigga goofy.
yeah, I was like, man, I'll just fall back on this cat until he come back around or whatever. But
Yeah, that's weird, bro.
I didn't hold a
Nah,
grudge
yeah.
against him, man. I just feel like
No, because you always got a little bit of like you be pushing for him, but like you can hear a little disdain in there, like man,
like immaturity, bro. His immaturity
yeah,
is there. Like I
now I
seen
see
it
it,
in
bro.
him.
Like that's crazy. Yeah,
What's up, Mr. Goldie?
now we can just hope that man, like we talked about this before, man. We gotta do better for each other as a community, man. So we just gotta hope that he learn and do better, bro. Like
Yeah.
like man, like
I
we
think he did. I think he learned his lesson though.
What up, OG Golden? What's
What's
good,
up,
man?
Mr. Goldie?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. How
what's
about you,
up,
bro?
Golden? What's happening?
Fine, fine. Man, I was looking for you early this morning.
Who?
How?
Huh?
You talking
I
about
was
on
looking,
live or what?
I was looking for you to got done. By the time that fight got started good, I was looking for you to be live this morning.
Oh, I don't really do fight parties like that. I was on Space though. I
But
was
I
on Space.
came on
Oh,
stage
okay.
and I tried to join. I requested to get the mic and stayed there for long. You must have didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it, bro. Like you might want to make sure your settings are good, but yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see your request come up, man.
Yeah, I did it and I sat there. Then after that, that's when I left the message that you respond to.
Okay, was it MAYICO?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, why don't you put a logo over there on X, man? That I know, like you got M over here, right? Why don't you put
Yeah.
an M there? Because your thing don't come up with no logo.
Oh, it don't. Oh,
No,
okay.
it don't.
Put a cane or a dude
I
with a
didn't, I
white
didn't know
beard or
You could be
something.
a troll. You could be a troll or something.
He said
Yeah.
put a dude put a cane on a white beard.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they come up with a logo like
He
on
said
here.
put Abraham or George Washington picture up there with your face on it, man. Dang, you try to go in on it, dog.
This
Anybody
nigga's
Hey,
crazy.
but
stepping their board.
Brian
Hey,
Norman represented, man, and he made that fight
yeah.
between him and
How you
Boots
feel about
even
that?
bigger. But Boots ran from it. That's
Hey,
crazy.
He did,
listen, man.
man.
Look, I also hiked up by 12 o'clock, looking for the fight. And then I went to see. I set my alarm for 4 o'clock. Man, they were acting up, wouldn't let me get on. I didn't catch another preliminary fight. I didn't catch it till the main event came up. But man,
Yeah, go ahead.
that boy nice. I've been telling the boy that boy nice, man.
Man, bro.
Hey, Tanaka beat the crap out that other dude too. His
He
name
did,
started with a
man.
K. He put hands on him.
Bocahuna or whatever his man.
Yeah, he put hands
All
on
I seen was the main event.
Bocahana.
All I saw was the main event, bro. So I didn't even who else followed. I don't even know who else
that was
followed the
the
card.
co-main event. Tanaka versus Karatuna or something.
He said Karatuna.
Something like that.
Damn, he got fish
Damn,
out
you
there, bro.
you
He
butchered
got
that
fish
name
and
too, man.
everything, bro.
What's his name? WCS.
Let me see. I'm looking right now.
He said a can of
Kobata.
tuna, bro.
Kobata.
Damn.
Oh, Kobata. Yeah, I
Kobata.
said Karatuna.
Yeah, Kobata.
This nigga said a can of tuna, bro.
Tanaka only had 3 professional fights, man.
Wow.
And Kobata have, he is 14-7-1.
Yeah, he got
He
beat.
beat that guy up, man.
Oh boy, had a nice record at
Which
number 4
one?
though.
The one with 3 fights won, or the one with
Yeah, the one with 3
fights?
fights won the fight and beat him up.
Beat him up bad.
Yeah, they should have been stopped it, but
Yeah, they stopped a little bit too late, man. He was taking some punishment, man. They was fighting on the inside, man. It was just.
Was he look good? Another Inoue?
I mean, another Tanaka, a Japanese type fighter fighting on the inside, no head movement, action.
Oh God!
Yeah, he looked good for what it was.
Yeah, he looked
Bro,
good.
I don't understand that, bro. That's the reason why I don't put Inoue in the top 5. Because like I see too many flaws in this game, bro. Like it just hasn't been a fighter that he's fought that can take that weakness and exploit it. Like, bro, if Bud was in that weight division, Bud would whoop his ass, bro. Like,
what I like
he's
about
nowhere near as skilled. He's nowhere near as skilled as Canelo, Bud, or anybody like that, bro. Like he got power for those little classes, for those low classes, but like I don't really like his style too much, bro. Like he done been dropped hella times, and I'm man, like
I got Bud, Usyk, Bam, then Inoue 4 from my top 10.
What I like about Inoue, even when he come to adversity, like he get knocked down and shit, he don't panic. He hold his composure, man, and come back and fight, man. He got that grit. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
But right now, anybody in his weight class can't touch him though. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm gonna give him respect when he go to 26 when the smoke is out, because there ain't no real smoke when he
give him respect when he come to America and get drug tested, nigga. That's when I'm gonna start giving some respect.
Them dudes got 8th grade bodies. He knocking out 8th graders.
The last fight was here. He fought in Vegas. The last fight he was here, wasn't it? He was here in America.
Yeah, he was there.
Matter of fact, the whole weekend, because we had fight Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and he was the best performer out of all of them. I mean, actually, he stayed the weekend. That fight he had to me.
I need him to do a tour of America, like you know what I'm saying? I need him to do it. Everybody got to go to Japan to fight him, so I want him to do a few fights out here, get some of that VADA testing. I need some VADA testing, bro. Because
look, it wasn't no testing for the Norman fight either. So dude could have been juiced up and still got knocked out.
Yeah, bro, like that, bro. Really, I really want to see Inoue VADA tested, bro. Because I got my suspicions, bro. For real.
Yeah. Like I said, he punched like Ryan Garcia was punching against Devin. Every punch was fast and strong. It don't look right.
Who y'all talking about?
in a way.
You know,
Like
right?
you know when he fought Devin, every punch he was throwing was just strong
No,
and
no people.
fast.
Right.
Like you could
Yeah,
tell he was juiced up. You know what I'm saying? When you watch
yeah.
it back after knowing, that's how anyway fight. When he fights, it's like every punch is just strong and fast. Like every single punch is like that.
Somebody was saying it wasn't a drug testing. They didn't drug test, over there in Japan,
They didn't.
for the Norman
What he
fight.
did?
They
What?
didn't. Brian Norman Sr. said that on Mill City.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's possibly he could have,
Mhm.
Still got laid out. That's why.
still got laid out, man.
That was a beautiful left hook.
I mean, I think that kind of allowed him to just go a little bit further with taking that punishment until he got hit with that left hand, bro.
Yeah. 'Cause he was like out of there a few times, just looking weird.
Yeah, and because he had him. I thought he could have finished him in the second round. I thought he backed off really, to get some rounds in. He didn't want to go in there and say, "Okay, I knock him out the first, second round." Let's get a little round, get a few more rounds in. But shit,
He was putting his arms down, like, come on, not even hold no ground. Like,
A fair fight. Norman, like literally just outclassed, outboxed the whole. He was just a better man, bro. It was nasty.
I can't believe Boots ruined that fight. Like, why did you all of a sudden move up the week of the fight? Like, that shit was so.
that's because he is scared.
Yeah, he don't want that.
Everybody giving Boots all the praise after he beat Stanley. Oh, it's all Boots, this Boots, that. He ain't had no problem. Listen here. That man told y'all what the deal was going to be.
Yeah.
After the fight here, we're coming for Boots, Nate. And I told them, jokers, that Boots going to run. Because if he had a problem with 47, when it offered him the last fight with Virgil Hill, he would have went ahead and took that. Boots really don't want to go to 54.
Yeah, he said he was lying about making weight. He just got to say that. But when he said it, you telling us like, oh, people just talking on the net. They don't know what they're talking about. I made weight easy, this and that and the other. So I don't think that you was lying. I believe what you said the first time, not the second time when you just all of a sudden
He's such a gym rat, right? He's such a gym rat, so it should have been easy for him.
Not only that, listen, anybody else that moved up, they came out and told you, even when Bud and Earl said they have a hard time making 47, just their last fight. He should have came out and said, what you lying for? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, why you gonna say you want negotiations with Norman if you moving up? That don't even make sense.
And you wanted him to sign, even though they was willing to sign, and Eddie never got back to them about it. But y'all wanted him to sign for later this year. So what changed all of a sudden? Now you can't make the weight exactly a week before the fight.
The reason why he did that, because he knew they was gonna call his ass out on live after that shit, and the ball was gonna be in his coat. He either had to put up or shut up. So the same thing, he gonna go ahead on and before the fight and move up.
Exactly. Just to save face, he did that just in time.
So he dropped the belts already. He dropped the belt.
Well, I don't know if
I haven't heard he dropping the belts yet.
But he came out.
Well, if he ain't dropped the belts, he should have called him out. As long as he got them belts, he should have called him out.
He did call him out. He did call him out. He called him out.
Well, see, it like this. Hey,
we putting the pressure on, bro. We got to put that pressure on, bro. On every live I see, I'm going on there talking about boosting. Need to get that Norman smoke, bro. We got to see that, bro.
No, I was trying to get on Greg's shit this morning, man. He wouldn't let me on just to cook. Come on, man. Greg Hackett.
Greg is gonna let better, man.
Yeah, he usually let me on, but he ain't want that smoke this morning because he knew, Boots ran him 54 running from Norman, bro. It ain't no excuse. They talking about, and they was all talking about, oh yeah, he ain't weight drain, he ain't got no problem making weight, this and that. Now all of a sudden it's a weight problem. Like y'all was arguing with too many people talking about he make weight easy. It ain't no problem with him making 47. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all want to switch it up and say,
you just said he wanted to fight in September, October, November. No matter what, it would have been able to fight Norman in that time frame. So what changed besides him knowing that Norman had a fight and he didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, bro, they don't want that smoke with Norman now. They can say whatever they want to say because Boots he might. I don't know if he's the more popular fighter now, but he was the more popular fighter. So they want to use that. Oh, he clout chasing off him when in fact they the ones that don't really want the fight because the fight could have happened before. He said he'd take the 1.7, but not in Philly. Just put it in Vegas or somewhere else. Otherwise, he want the 1.9 at least to fight in Philly, and they wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So,
there ain't no way they fighting for that type of money right now, no more, bro. After that knockout, bro, I wouldn't accept no 1.9. Nah, you got to pay me, bro. Nah.
That's why Eddie wanted to do it beforehand. But
Eddie,
they said no. Then they said
Eddie didn't want to. Eddie used it as a tactic to try to distract them from the fight here. You know, look. That's the way I feel. I feel like he can't. Let's negotiate for the fight. You know, this man here concentrating on what he got to do in Japan.
But Mr. Golden, even after they said we'll negotiate the day after the fight, Brian Norman came back on YSM Live and said, "No, we are signing now. I already called Eddie. He ain't hit me back yet. He's been wanting to sign for the next fight. He's willing to sign it."
After he called Eddie bluff, Ed shut up about the fight too, ain't it?
Yeah, he been quiet ever since.
Okay, so that's showing you.
Brian Norman Sr. was out there letting it loose, bro. He was telling all the business. So that's what happened. Brian Norman Sr. went on a rampage talking about, nah, bro, we want all the smoke. He said we'll even take the less money and go in this backyard. He said we're taking everything.
That's a 50, bro. That's a 50-50 fight. I'm not gonna say Boots can beat him. I'll say Norman can beat him.
Nah, I got Norman, bro. I got Norman.
Right, he probably do beat him because Boots get hit a lot, and Norman is throwing. So, man,
it's not so much of Norman slow. Norman is very what I say is technically.
No, I said he throwing. He throwing punches hard.
Yeah, he punches hard. And see the Joker. If you notice, every fighter that Boots fought, which one of them had power?
Right, none of them.
None of them had no power.
None of them had power.
Boots' chin ain't never been tested. His chin ain't never been tested like that. Yeah, he took some shot from the boy, but that boy go hitting like that.
Yeah.
And see, Norman sit down on his punches and he tagging, boy.
And after this, I'm sure they're not gonna take the fight now. Boots ain't for the fight that man.
Hell no, man.
But man, all he doing is he ruining his own career, bro. Like I'd rather see him be a man and fight these people and lose than be a coward and run.
Yeah, he keep ducking fighters that want to fight him. You want to complain? Oh, nobody want to fight me, but everybody that want to fight you, it's an excuse why you can't fight them and why you don't fight them. Like, come on, man.
I keep say the same old thing over and over again, but it's a fact. Everybody that aggressively called Boots out, he have not stepped to the challenge and fought him.
Exactly. Even Bud offered him to fight and he didn't take the fight. He didn't take the fight with
There's
Bud.
too many people that he's ducking and people not considered a duck. They just making excuses for him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
and the man when he ducked, that done been in his face 2 or 3 times and called him out. And I feel like Boot will really mop the floor with him. But Blair called.
Blair,
Yeah, Blair called him out several times.
I want to see that fight.
Blair, Cobbs, Crawford, Ortiz, Tio, and he avoided all those fights.
Yeah, he did.
Come on, that's because let me say, see, to me, they're padding Boot's career like they did Earl's on it.
Yeah, they keep putting people in front that's gonna stand in front of him that could beat him. That's why, that's gonna stand in front of him and he can just hit them. That's why they gave him standing Ennis after Karen, because Karen gave him all type of problems. You know what I'm saying?
In 2 fights, he couldn't do nothing with Karen.
Right.
He couldn't do nothing because of the foot movement. The first fight came in. The second fight, Karen stood in front of his face. And me, honestly, Karen beat him in the second fight. You can say the one said, I think Karen beat him.
they were saying, "Oh, Boots is overrated. He a hype job, this and that." So then they put Villa in front of him, and then he demolished him. Now he's back to being the Terminator. Then he had to fight Karen again. Then everybody doubting him again. You know what I'm saying? So when he was fighting Stanionis, they talking about, "Oh, he gonna win by decision." They wasn't talking about that knockout shit no more because he couldn't knock out Karen. You know what I'm saying? They just going back and forth.
But listen, Stanionis came in there. There was a few good rounds. Got his check. Cause his wife was expecting the baby in a couple of hours. He was trying to get home.
Yeah, and they act like he was just so much. He's just so great, and his record is not even better than Jan Sasaki.
Stanionis has not accomplished anything in boxing, bro. I don't even know why this is a thing, bro. Stanionis has never had a belt.
He
Like,
never
bro,
fought nobody, bro. That nigga.
I don't know why this is a thing, bro. Like, why are we giving merit to somebody that doesn't deserve it? His boxing fight code has never been past 550. You can't
name anybody that he fought. That's a problem. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is he? If he never fought nobody that we can name, we don't know them niggas.
Bro, hey, WCS.
How long he was out for you for Boots?
Like a year and something.
Almost 2 years.
WCS. He must be doing something.
Almost 2 years, right?
It was a little less than 2 years. It was because he fought 24 sometime.
Nah, he ain't fighting 24.
He might have fought the end of 23 then, like the end.
Who?
Stanionis,
yeah.
Nah, he kept,
when he fought Boots?
Before he fought Boots, how long was he out?
It was 2 years, I think.
I can it was a layoff though.
Yeah, it was a year or something. Not quite 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Stanionis did fight Gabriel Maestre in May of 2024. It was before Gabriel Maestre where he was out of the ring for 2 years off Butuai.
Because Spence kept stringing them on. Yeah,
and Ortiz kept getting injured. So that was So 2 years before that fight, but then he fought Dude, so he was out like a year before Boots.
The only way Boots can get his fanfare back up right now is if the best fight for him to get his fanfare up is to beat Ortiz. Bro, his FICO will go up. His FICO will go up a lot. Ortiz or Charlo. If he beat Charlo, his boxing FICO gonna be nice.
Thurman or Bacram too. He got to fight a fighter, not no Tellez who they talking about fighting. Like, you got to fight a lady, bro.
Hey, WCS.
I'm here.
You should have a show. You should have a show once a week about just random boxers boxing FICO and run down why they FICO is the way it is. Because it should be funny as hell when you be doing that.
I agree. That's a good point. But sometimes frustration set in with hearing like I mean, dude, like some of the stuff you hear these people say, I say these ain't boxing fans. These are just individuals who just want to be in a conversation, man. They just listen to people. I mean, at least y'all ain't like that. Y'all pretty much speak and stand on what you know and what you believe in. But some people just want to be around a community of just talkers, man.
Hey, and WCS, they talking about Crawford. Maybe he let the stardom get to his head. He didn't have a baby outside of his baby mama. Now he gonna lose to Canelo because he not focused. And Two-Tone said you got to be a family man to beat Canelo. If you're not a family man, you're not gonna beat Canelo.
What the hell are you talking about? Bro, they don't even know the situation, bro. It could have been a surrogate mom. They don't even know the situation at all, bro.
Yeah,
they don't know what.
Boxing.
Oh, you must be a family man, huh? So why Floyd beat his ass then? That put shut that down right there.
He said Floyd was with his baby mama that died during that time. Yeah, I got that little clip saved. He tripping, bro. He capping on that.
So was he married to his baby mama, or was he fornicating?
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Bud made it clear, bro. Him and his girl, they must have a situation where she. I don't want to say she cool with it, but like it must not be. It must not be a situation where she wasn't too mad about it. They got the baby at the house, so
He
I
just
don't
put out a
know, bro.
video
Like,
with his. He just put out a video with his family, and they was all at the little jumping house or whatever.
Yeah, that's what he was getting ready to go out of town. They had clothes all over the damn place. But my thing is like this here. Bud Ben said that they wasn't married. Even before he came out this time here, that's just his baby mama. You know, they've been together since high school.
yeah, he rock with her. He rocking with her, bro.
Look, they talk about Bud partying in the club with Boosie like he's drinking or something. Like, he's not doing none of that. Y'all just
That nigga don't even drink, bro. What are they talking about, bro? They say weird shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. They talking crazy out here, bro.
Bro, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's been our own people, the one that wanted to lose so bad. Like, bro, ain't no Mexican out there. Ain't no Mexican out there talking about Canelo gonna lose. Like, bro,
hey, you know how I look at it though, bro? Is that I'm glad Bud is giving them some type of recreational exposure. Because his whole career, you never really seen Bud in the club like that and stuff. You know, they talk about Spence and all that, but now they seeing Bud out on the back end of his career, and then now he ain't focused.
Right.
You know,
he's just giving you a little bit more of who he is.
I had a conversation the other day, and I was telling them, just because the man is out, don't mean he's drinking so much. Oh, he in the club drinking it. I don't drink. I go to the club every now and then. You ain't got to go to drink to go in no damn club. That's showing me.
Bro, that's a fallacy, bro. That's crazy.
That's all black people that's saying the stuff that I'm talking about.
Yeah, hey, bro. The club does not equal drink, bro. That's not a correlation, bro. Like, people drink at the club, but the club is for like dancing and shit. Nigga,
especially you don't have a DD.
Right, we literally seen EJ drunk, slurred, eyes glossed, and everything with his girl.
Bro. Like, come on, man. Like, and why they all in this man personal life like that? Anyway, man. Like, this man, look at him box, bro. Like, Canelo be partying all the time. Ain't nobody talking about that shit. We be seeing Canelo drinking his little tecates and shit. Man, get out of here, bro. Like, man,
they want Bud to sit home, be depressed, worrying about Canelo. No, he's showing y'all I can enjoy my life, have fun. I'm not worrying about Canelo. You feel me? Canelo is not gonna stop me from having fun. I ain't got to be in the gym or taking. Come on, I'm relaxed.
They talking about Bud look slow, Bud look fat. They just want to hate. It's like all this stuff is gonna backfire on them after the fight, bro. Everything they saying.
But I don't understand. Like, bro, like they coming with the same argument. It's like every Spence fan is the one saying all this shit.
Yeah,
they're the same exact people. But now they on Canelo. How you gonna hop on Canelo's bandwagon? Like that's the last person that y'all should be hopping on, bro. Like, bro, like why can't?
It's not so much they hating. They hate on Chance Crawford.
Rick Moon said, I actually said once upon a time that Boots would beat Bud. Dumbest boxing thing I ever said about 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Boots definitely ducked that Bud smoke. He was offered the fight. So it looks like it. Jerron looks like a crackhead coming. I mean, look, however Boots looked coming into that fight, he said he made way easy. And you know what I'm saying? That's what all his fans said. So now I don't want to hear you now talking about, oh, you can't make the weight. It's hard to make the weight. Well, you a liar, man. You lied anyway multiple times. But nobody hold him accountable for none of that. Just anything he say and do, they go for it. They excuse it. They go right along with it, no matter what he say or do. Shit, weird.
The hell with it. Bro, I think Brian Norman would do it. Brian Norman just go to 54 and fight him, bro.
I want to chase that nigga ass.
Brian Norman gotta do what he doing at 47. He making
bro. Yeah, we don't want to stop the man's dream, bro.
Hey, Haynes, they don't have a rivalry. They're not a rivalry. They're trying to build a rivalry. You know how many boxers have tried to build a rivalry with Boots? Karen has been the only one that Boots has fought twice. When it comes down to the real names, no one can build a rivalry with Boots because he's unwilling to accept it.
Yeah, I want Norman to accomplish.
Hey, WTS, you just broke my heart right now, bro.
Let Norman
you just told so much truth in so little words. That's crazy. That man is a ducker. Like he's a habitual ducker.
Let Norman
A
accomplish
chronic
Boots'
ducker.
dream at 47 and become undisputed.
But we can't hear you.
I said let Norman accomplish Boots' dream at 47 and become undisputed.
Oh, absolutely. You ain't lying, right?
Yeah.
For real.
Since Boots is not gonna attempt it no more, he's out. That mother 27 years old and keep on saying he's 28.
Damn, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. I'm 10 years older than that man. I wouldn't say no shit like that, bro. He's crazy.
Look, hey, look at James Everett. If Boots said you talking about he too big for the division, he said he make the weight easy. He said the people on the internet just talking on the net, they don't know what they talking about. I made weight easy. So how was he too big for the weight?
Yeah, you're gonna hold that man accountable for his own words, or you just gonna try to be a translator for him?
Right.
So basically, he's saying he was a weight bully then, right? He was so either he was a weight bully or he made the weight easily. Which one is it?
And how did Norman duck unification when the plan was for them to fight next? They agreed to fight next. They agreed to negotiate
on both sides.
They agreed to negotiate June 20th, which is tomorrow. But all of a sudden, right before this fight, Boots moved up. He ducked unification. He don't want that smoke, bro.
Bro, like, bro, so you can't believe nothing that come out of Boots' mouth because he said he wasn't leaving 47 until he became undisputed. So I don't know, bro. I can't trust Boots no more, bro.
Him and his fans acting like Brian Norman took a fight right now that prevented them from fighting. If he took a fight now, that'll be different. But it's nothing but space and opportunity right now for y'all to fight next.
Neither one of them have a fight lined up, so nigga, run it.
Exactly.
Run it.
He got out of there just in time,
though,
bro. He left the weight division just in time. He a coward, bro. I can't respect him.
Yeah, it's straight coward.
Unless if he fights somebody top tier at 54, then yeah. But if you fight some nigga Tellez that we don't know, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. You duck Norman if that's what you do. If you don't fight Keith Thurman, Charlo, Muratazaliev, or at least even Lubin. Like, I don't really want to see that fight, but at least fight Lubin. Or even Xander Zayas. You know what I'm saying? That nigga. Come on, man. You got to fight somebody. Somebody with a name.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it, bro. Like I think that they trying to do another Earl Spence situation and have in 54 fight the easiest fights and try to get a belt or two if they can and then hold those belts hostage like Spence did and hold the division up because they don't want to fight the best fighters in the division. Man,
I don't that ain't gonna work for him. I feel like Boots, he got a chance. If he wanted to try to take an easy fight, he might get past this easy fight. But after that, he gonna probably lose his second fight at 54. As soon as he step up, he gonna lose that fight, bro.
Nah, if he fight Canelo first, he might get that his first fight maybe a loss.
Right, if he fights somebody that's a real fighter, yeah. But I feel like he got one pass, and after that, it's gonna be it for him.
What up, Bill?
Yeah, what's up, Bill?
Yeah, man, it's quite different. I'm curious to know how the itinerary is gonna go, in upcoming weeks, man, because I don't want to hear certain people talk about Duck if they just gonna let Boots get away with everything. Get on the mic and be saying some stuff that don't make any sense.
Yeah, they let him say anything and they excuse it. They go along with whatever he say or do. It's the right move all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's the right move,
I'm sick of that, man.
It's just crazy because it was about a year ago, bro. We got the receipts, man. We was on here chopping it and we was talking about Brian Norman about a year and a half ago. But it was like around. No, we first started talking about him around the Crawford because they was talking about him and Crawford sparring, and we was talking about me and WCF was talking about Brian Norman, bro, and he was and WCS the one who got me on him like that, bro, and like
look, we said we said Boots looked weight drained in his last weigh-in. The belt looked bigger than him when he took that picture off. You know what I'm saying? We like his weighing his shoulder down, this and that. And Boots said he made weight easy. So his fans arguing, oh, he made weight easy. He not drained, he not this and that and the other. Y'all defending that shit. So now all of a sudden he switch up and say, oh, he got a problem making the weight. He grew out of the weight class. And now y'all want to switch up and say, yeah, he too big for the weight. Why would he stay there and wait for Norman, this and that? Y'all just gonna switch, do a whole 180 and now say the opposite of what y'all was saying at first.
He been too big for that division since he got there, bro. He been a middleweight. He been a middleweight since he got into boxing, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, I just feel like he should have made that weight one more time and fought Brian Norman Jr. like you agreed to do. That's
just one more time. You have ample amount of time to lose the weight. Exactly. It's June.
And the co-part, if he got past Norman, then you know he's gonna beat Barrios or Pacquiao. He will be definitely.
You can go and move up after that, but
you got two fights, bro. Two fights. Crawford did it. Spence did it. Like you can't do it, bro. Like I thought you was gonna be. You was gonna run boxing.
That's my homie. But when he interviewed Boots, you didn't ask him one question on neither one of those interviews about Brian Norman Jr. Why didn't you ask him that, nigga? That's the main thing we want to hear about.
Attention to details. You're right on that.
Yeah, not one question.
He probably told him before. He probably told him before the thing. Don't say anything about him.
No. They got a better relationship. That I don't think he tried to censor him. I just felt that he probably didn't do it.
Yeah, he didn't do it because he didn't want to expose nothing. You know, he didn't want to expose nothing.
He was asking him around the way questions, and the roundabout, winding, indirect way,
questions. Man. Yeah, like
so. What he gonna do is talk about the weight class, which directly affect what the conversation's been about with him potentially fighting Norman. So if he's talking about, oh man, y'all don't know, man, these weight cuts are tough. So what you're saying? Yeah, moving up to 154, man. I gotta have a better performance than my last. I gotta keep on excelling, and you don't want to have a bad day. So I gotta get up out of here. What?
So you don't feel like you can beat Norman at 47? Like that should have been the follow-up question. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like, yeah, that was irritating, man. That's the media for you, though. Bro.
Yeah, it was basic as heck, man.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get off here, man, I was gonna send you the link, man. Both of y'all go over there and listen in to how these cats are talking, man, on this X shit, man.
You finna speak on there?
No, I'm not speaking. I just been listening periodically about what they had to say about Norman because they sent me the link, and they know I'm down here in the A, so they probably want to hear what I had to say. But I don't have time to argue with these cats, man, today.
Bro, I love.
I just wanted to hear what they had to say, and they started talking about Devin Haney. I was like, no, bro.
Right, they desperate for that fight, bro. And speaking of the A, Rick Moon was saying Norman needs to fight in ATL soon, and I agree with that too. That'll be a lit fight.
Homecoming. At WCS, you gotta. It's so funny how you be breaking these niggas down and making them niggas so mad. You make these niggas so mad, bruh. Like you make niggas so mad. You such an asshole. So like, bruh, you gotta do it, bro, for the team. You gotta do it for the team, for the hottest chat in the game, bro. You gotta go in there and talk your shit.
But the
bro.
YouTube atmosphere is different than X. X can get chaotic quick because you have the host and you have two people that have the co-host position. And then, YouTube allows you to put people, like kick them out the studio. That's extreme. But let's just say you're talking to X. You can remove somebody from the space. You can mute them. Somewhat if you're on YouTube, but on YouTube, they got to be on your panel.
Yeah.
On X, you can have like maybe 15 mics given out. The people just talk whenever they feel like it. So that's why they start. They be over talking. It become chaos. But their conversation is a bit different. You got more people over there kicking. They'll kick the same narratives they do over here in YouTube, but it's a little bit more wild, wild west, man. Yeah. I put the link in YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I'm off.
in the chat.
You put it in the chat.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Let me copy
Yeah,
it.
but
What? Go ahead.
I was going to say they obsessed with the Devin Haney fight. They're not even Haney fans. They just want him to get in there and lose.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch in on the back end of what the heck they talking about. But I might come on later. I'm not sure.
Hey, I don't see
But-
hey, bro, I don't see it in the chat, bro.
What now?
I see it. It's
I don't see
in there.
nothing in the chat.
It's X. It's X, man.
Oh, in the real chat.
Yeah. But all right, WCS for sure, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
You still don't see it in chat.
He left. But I was saying, yeah, thanks for having me on, WCS.
Yeah, same to you, man. Yeah. Shout out to BG, Haynes Legacy, Golden, all y'all hottest chat in the MF game. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. As always. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.